1 minute to showdown. Now I wish I was a DJ that serenaded us with some music. Ay ay ay. But I think we have new people joining in. Hi Winnie. Hi Peter Jupiter. Hi Zainab, you're welcome. Hi Bill. Hello Joan. Hello Toyin. Okay, I have a Winnie and I have a Winifred. That's lovely. Winifred, can you hear me? Just react. Don't worry, I'm not putting you on the spot. And Winnie, if you can hear me, just react. Awesome, awesome. You're welcome. All right. I think it's officially 7:05 and the early birds hit the 1 minute. That's what we were taught. So let's begin. Awesome. Hi Bill, I can see you. I can see you. So I promise to introduce myself. But if you got my mail, you probably know me already. It's a pleasure to meet everyone. I'm Leader Bill. And if you thought I was using a stage name, I'm not. So I'll clear your doubts. Yes, it's my real. Yes, it's my actual name. I didn't give it to myself. I can book a consultation with my parents whenever you want. And of course, I'm one of the executives at Fixes. I'll be anchoring slash hosting this call to who's gone on their video. You can on your video if you want to, don't mind. So yes, I'll be anchoring this call with you on this ride together. I might be on stage, but trust me, my paper and my biro are very much next to me. I'm taking notes. So like I said, if you have any questions, get ready. It's happening towards the end. We have a special surprise in the middle of this talk that I can't wait to reveal to you. That I cannot wait to reveal to you. So just a little intro again. If you've not heard of Fixes before, we are a digital marketing slash campaign agency. And my favorite way to put it as a Gen Z, I don't have strength for stress, is we like to make the best kept secrets known globally. All those businesses that have results, but they're hiding, they need to be known worldwide. Now we do run out, literally. And as I mentioned in our mail, this isn't our first rodeo. I think our first crash course was organized by our CEO on brand strategy. And you get that link in the comments soon. But just so we're not dismayed or just so we don't start on a distorted road, let's just focus on being here for now. And awesome. So, the Hustler's Guide to Performance Marketing. If you are here, then you've probably been told that you know how to do what you do. We are very flexible. You've seen that the job market is not smiling, and you have to juggle a lot of roles, especially with the rise of AI to stand out in the world. It's not just a Nigerian thing, globally. You have to know how to do it better. So we dragged Dizzy here. You get to hear from him in a bit to teach our people how to do marketing, performance marketing especially, the in a way that we understand, in a language that we understand. I don't know about you, but I was very excited for this because I know how many Udemy certifications and Google certifications I had with nothing to show for it, with no understanding, with no way forward. There was no compass. Because it always felt like I had to go, how would this person do it? Like deal with the market of hustlers like myself, right? How they don't understand me, so how can they teach me? That's one of the reasons why this is happening. And that's why you're here. That's why you signed in because you felt the same way. So without further ado, I know you like my voice, but I won't bore you too much. Let me read Dosier's bio so that you know more about who you're going to be hearing from in a bit. But Dozier Amanze started as a writer and a hype man in college, that's in the university, to build a flourishing career in marketing. I know, right? Awesome trajectory. His journey started from grit, dedication, and insatiable curiosity, which I feel many of us possess here. You're curious. How would you name a course a hustler's guide? You get to know soon. So with almost a decade of experience, Dozie has helped brands in multiple industries and sectors, including, but not limited to, Hotels NG, Iroko TV, Africa's largest video on demand service. I mean, it's probably in your household. Bet Mojo, Kindred Group, and everything in between to maximize their marketing efforts, right? I know personally, I hope I can spill that. He's handled over $1 million in ad budgets, not revenue budget. Imagine somebody using your aspiring networks to do marketing. I mean, I bet you've heard the same gist, so I won't even go into that, right? And he's amassed through his portfolio raised over $50 million in revenue. And beyond marketing, his passion for technology led him to found Quick Stalls, a web development studio, and his latest venture, Booty Shaw, which leverages machine learning and data for predictive analysis in football markets. So if you're a football fan, you and Jose would also get along. Truly and truly. So before I put him on, to be sure that we are together, just sending your reactions, welcome our tutor this night. He's going to spend an ample amount of time with us. He's joining in all the way from the UK. It's 6 p.m. his time. So, yes, we are eating into his evening early. Thank you, Panen. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Toby. That's the best of us. I'm taking attendance. The most active person, you might get a gift. So, welcome our
Right.
speaker. Awesome. Does can you
Hello.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me as well?
Yes, please. You can tell us in the
Great.
chat box if you can hear him too, so that we are on the same page.
Great. Thanks for the lovely introduction and also for organizing and putting this together.
Awesome.
And I think the intro was really good. I think there's nothing else really I have to add from that. Or have to add to that. And I'm actually excited to although I might say I'm the one teaching this, but I'm actually excited to be sharing this knowledge and to be giving this course or this lecture. And I will jump right into it. So let me I put together a couple of slides to like guide us through the entire session. But I would please urge you not to be fixated on the slides and to actually listen, because there would be some nuggets being shared that are not contained on the slide. So please do not be fixated on the slides. Just let me have your attention and listen as we go through. I can see more people joining. Yeah, I think we'll just get right to it, and then they can please with the slides be shared afterwards. Yes, they will they be shared. I'm not sure. I think we'll let you know. But yeah, they probably will be shared. But I think that question basically goes against everything I just said, which is let's try not to be fixated on the slides. Let's try to actually pay attention to the entire commentary or the actual commentary. So yeah, like Lida already mentioned, we're looking at the Hustler's Guide to Performance Marketing. And today we'll be going through a number of sorry, let me just make sure everything is being shared correctly. Yes, it is. So today we'll be going through a number of modules actually. We'll be going through introduction to performance marketing, core components of performance marketing, setting up performance marketing, how to measure performance marketing, everything performance marketing. But before we get into this, let's backtrack a little bit and let me mention a bit more about myself. So I've been active in the marketing space since 2016. Sounds like a very long time ago. And I started off as a Google Ads intern, so managing a campaign at Hotels.ng. We're looking at a monthly budget of around $2,000 to $3,000, which obviously at the time was quite significant. So that was where I started, humble beginnings, and then I went on to managing performance marketing efforts of multiple brands and even stepping outside the performance scope as well to where I am now, which is as a global gaming brand and managing budgets basically in hundreds of thousands of dollars on a monthly basis. So along the way, and even presently, I've held other generalist marketing roles that span outside of performance marketing. So I know this is talking about performance marketing and it's going to go into the detail about this, but I think I'm able to speak more on performance marketing and teach performance marketing even better because I have seen other areas of marketing, both within Nigeria and outside Nigeria. And I have come to notice that there is a serious skill gap in the niche of performance marketing. And this skill gap exists globally, but it's even wider in Nigeria. So this course basically is a step towards closing this gap. And I aim to help more marketers as well as business owners understand what performance marketing is and the role it plays, and basically provide a systematic approach to help you get the best results out of performance marketing. So let's jump into it. So, like I mentioned, we're going through 7 modules today, starting from introduction all the way to setting up a performance marketing campaign, and then common pitfalls people make and how to avoid them, and then conclusions and takeaway. So yeah, it's looks like a bulky session, but trust me, once we get into the flow of it, it wouldn't feel that much because everything is actually interconnected. So at the end of this session, I think you should be able to walk away with 3 things. One is a clear understanding of performance marketing. Second is a knowledge of how to build a performance marketing strategy for businesses from ideation to execution to understanding the role each channel plays and where it should be employed. And the third one is knowledge on how to optimize your campaigns and also common errors to avoid. So we'll touch back to this at the end of the session to see if you indeed grasp these 3 takeaways that I think you should have at the end. Now, what is performance marketing? Before we jump into this, I actually have a question to ask. So, how many are we on the call right now? I see a lot of people here, but I want to know how many people are active in marketing, like our marketers, regardless of what scope in marketing you're active in. How many people here are marketers? Or Bill says you can't see the screen. Very Toby, you have a question. Let's take it. You have your hand raised.
Oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't the question. You were asking the question of how many people were active in marketing, so I just raised up my hand.
Oh, Grace. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Just to confirm, can everyone see the screen I'm sharing? Because I saw a comment that someone cannot see it. Oh, great. So yeah, I'm seeing the message is actually Kabir. Yeah, you mentioned you're active. Tolu as well. Bill as well. Emmanuel. So yeah, actually we have quite a good number of people who are actually in marketing and marketers. On the other side, how many people here are business owners or founders or business leaders but not active in marketing? Let me see a reaction. Like could be a thumbs up, a clap, a thumbs down if you want. Okay, so from what I can see, we have more marketers than business owners on the call today. I would say that's good. That's good because actually this, oh, we have a business owner and founder and marketer. Oh, amazing, amazing. That's like a 3 in 1. Oh, we have someone else as well. Abimbola as well. Oh, great, great. Yeah. So we also have a good number of business owners and founders as well. So basically, if at the end of the course, like I mentioned, you would have a clear understanding of performance marketing, how to approach performance marketing, how it benefits businesses. So for the marketer, he or she would understand how to utilize performance marketing to drive business goals. For the business owner, he or she would understand where performance marketing plays a role in achieving the goals that they want to achieve. And also, it would help bridge the gap in communication between marketeers and business owners because there's often a gap where the marketers are saying, we need to do this to achieve XYZ, and the business owner is stuck on something else. So, performance marketing and this course would help you see the basically the correlation between marketing efforts and business goals. So let's go back to the slides then. So what is performance marketing? So performance marketing is not just a buzzword. It is a results-driven digital marketing strategy. I'll say that again. Performance marketing is a results-driven digital marketing strategy where advertisers or brands pay for a specific measurable outcome. Like this outcome could be clicks, leads, or conversions. So basically, unlike traditional models where brands pay for ad placements, I'll give an example: a TV advert. On a TV advert, you're paying for the TV ad slots. It doesn't matter if you get any conversions. You might not get any calls from that ad. You might not get any clicks from that ad. You might not even get any traffic. Nobody might see the ad. It might air in the middle of the night when everyone is asleep, but you're paying for the placement, not for specific outcomes. So it doesn't matter what happens in the traditional sense, you still pay. But for performance marketing, you're paying for an outcome in real time. So you're paying for a click, or you're paying for a view, or you're paying for a lead or for a sale. So performance marketing is, which makes performance marketing actually a hot shot in the industry. And circling back to what I said about there being a skill gap, because performance marketing is the answer to what a lot of business owners in Nigeria and globally are looking for when it comes to marketing. So this is definitely a valuable skill to have. So yeah, going back to performance marketing, the definition of it, it is not just a buzzword, because there are lots of buzzwords going around in marketing right now, but it is actually a well-known and well-defined digital marketing strategy that focuses on uh, brands and advertisers paying for measurable outcomes. So the outcome of this, like I mentioned, are often directly linked to business metrics, which is why, once again, business owners love or need performance marketing, because as a business owner, you want to know, this money I'm spending on advertising, what is the ROI? What is the return on investment? Am I going to make money back? Am I just spending on ads that would not convert and wouldn't bring anything back to the business? So performance marketing, the North Star is basically return on investment. So speaking of buzzwords, like I said, there's been a lot of buzzwords just pouring up in the industry. Uh, these buzzwords, mind you, they are not all meaningless. There are actually a lot of meaning behind them. But sadly, even some folks who use these words do not understand what they mean and what distinguishes them from others. So to start this, we'll also be talking about these different popular um, classes of marketing strategy and what they mean. So we've touched on performance marketing. Now, the other one that's just as popular is brand marketing. Now, what is brand marketing? Brand marketing is a marketing strategy that focuses on the top of funnel goals, like driving awareness, driving brand strength, and brand share of voice, or top of mind awareness. Now, for those who may not be aware, when I say top of the funnel strategies or top of the funnel goals, I'm referring to the marketing funnel. And the marketing funnel, the standard marketing funnel, is made up of, there's a short way to remember it, it's AIDA. So awareness at the top, interest, desire, and then action, AIDA. So performance marketing focuses on the bottom two, which is desire and action, while brand marketing focuses on the top two, which is awareness and interest. So there's a clear distinction between both. Now, next one is growth marketing. So for growth marketing, it's quite different. Growth marketing is a full funnel marketing strategy that employs both brand marketing and performance marketing tactics. So for growth marketing, the North Star is customer lifetime value. So basically, from driving brand awareness and being with the customer all through the entire process of the marketing funnel. So awareness, interest, desire, getting them to take action, and then keeping them as valuable customers due to using retention strategies as well. So growth marketing is a full funnel approach. So when you hear people talk about, oh, I'm a growth marketer, if they are not vast and applying skills across the full funnel approach or to marketing, they are not really growth marketers. And then if you hear someone talk about brand marketing, it means they're focused on the top of the funnel, which is awareness and interest. If you hear me talk about performance marketing, I'm focusing on the second half of the funnel, which is desire and action. Now, the last one on this list is product marketing. So, product marketing is a marketing strategy that's centered around the product's life cycle, covering positioning, launch, and adoption. So, basically, for product marketing, you're employing both brand and performance marketing tactics once again. But the difference is that with product marketing, the product marketer has more influence or is supposed to have more influence in shaping the products. So he's influential in the pre-rollout stage of the products, in deciding what the USPs of the product should be, in communicating these USPs, and then in marketing these USPs to the target audience. So for product marketing, it's a continuation from the product manager role all the way to a marketer role. So that's like the distinction between these. So now we know the difference between performance marketing, brand marketing, growth marketing, and product marketing. Let's ask ourselves the $1 million question, which is why is performance marketing important today? I've already kind of answered this question, but I'll go over it again. So if you've ever dealt with a business owner, yeah, if you've ever dealt with a business owner, you'd know that one of or a CEO or a founder, what they want to hear is measurable results. What they want to hear is how much are we going to make back? If you spend 5,000, if you spend 1 million naira on this campaign, what are we going to make from it? How much are we going to earn from it? How many customers are we going to drive from it? Or how many registrations or leads are we going to get from it? They want to hear measurable results. Now, every marketing action will give you results, but some are not effectively quantifiable or are not immediate. So if you run a brand marketing campaign, you will get results, but your results would not be instant. It will be trickle down results over the next few weeks and months and perhaps even years. But with performance marketing, the results are much sooner. So you get to see the results of the marketing in a short space of time, and it is effectively measurable. So you can tell that, okay, I spent X amount and I got this number of customers, this number of registrations, this number of app downloads, this number of sales as a result of this marketing effort. Meanwhile, for brand, you cannot clearly attribute or tie the results to the efforts. So that's one of the benefits of performance marketing and why it is important today. Next one here is low barrier to entry. So with brand marketing, for example, and when I say this, I'm not trying to invalidate brand marketing. Don't get me wrong. I have done brand marketing. I still partly do brand marketing as well, but it's just showing what the difference is between brand marketing and where performance marketing is really, really beneficial. Second one, like we have here, is low barrier to entry. So with a TV ad, for example, we all know TV ads are quite expensive. To run an ad on Big Brother, I think the last time I got a quote for Big Brother, the lowest partner spots was 500 million naira was the lowest partner sports placement rather for Big Brother, 500 million naira. Not a lot of brands have 500 million naira. Let's be honest with ourselves. Not a lot of companies have 500 million naira to spare on marketing. So in those kind of strategies, you either go big or go home. But with performance marketing, you can start small and compete in the same market as people who have 500 million naira budgets. So you'll be able to run your $100 campaign in the same market as someone running their $1 million campaign. So it allows you enter the markets and test the markets, drive your own number of you drive your a number of conversions uh, equivalent to your spend, because obviously you're not going to spend $100 and get the results of $1 million, but you will still get good results respective to your spend in the same markets. So there's a low barrier to entry with performance marketing, unlike some other marketing strategies or approach. Then performance marketing is ROI focused. Once again, businesses need to drive revenue of their marketing efforts. And especially in the African digital ecosystem, people are on a revenue crunch. Everyone is trying to get their business revenue up. I remember about 5 years ago, it used to be all about valuation, but right now, revenue is the key to actually achieving that sustainability. Because if you have an issue with your VC round, for example, the business would fold up if you're not driving enough revenue to keep things afloat. So businesses need to drive revenue, especially Nigerian African businesses. We need to drive revenue, which is where performance marketing also comes in handy. And then the other one here is ease of testing. Like I mentioned, with the low barrier to entry, it's also very spontaneous and easy to move things around. I can turn an ad on today, turn it off tomorrow, change the creative the next day, change the ad copy the day after. I can make quick turnarounds in real time with performance marketing strategies and platforms. You can't do the same with, say, radio or TV. You can turn on a radio ad today and turn it off tomorrow and change the creative tomorrow. It's a lot of running around with that. So ease of testing is also one of the benefits here. And then the last one is ability to scale quickly. So like I said, you can start with $100, test it, see it's going well. You can easily jump from 100 to $1,000 and then to $10,000 and then to $1 million. It's very, very much scalable, and the speed at which you can scale is relatively fast compared to certain other approach or strategies. So before I jump into the core components of performance marketing, I think we have a question section at the end, but I'm open to taking intermediate questions. So let me know if you have any questions so far that you'd like me to clarify. Go in, gone. All right, I'll go back to it then. Yeah. So module two, like I mentioned, is going to go by quite fast. So module two is core components of performance marketing. So we're going to be looking at the tools of the trade and then understanding the different channel strategies. Okay. So first of all, tools of the trade. I think I would like to ask some questions there since you guys don't have questions for me. I'll ask questions. You can feel free to come off mute to respond, or you can drop your answers in the chat. So first of all, we're looking at core performance marketing channels. And the first one here is paid search. So for paid search, for the channel paid search, how many of you know the platforms that are used for paid search? I can see thumbs up. Yeah, you can put the answer in the chat, or you can come off mute if you want to. I just saw a question. Oh, Google Ads, correct. I just saw a question from Abimbola mentioned. So the goal for brand marketing is awareness, not conversion. Yes, 100%. The goal for brand marketing is growing your brand, not to drive conversions. You will get some conversions as a result of brand growth, but that is not the goal. The goal is awareness. So yeah, going back to where we are. Um, the channels under paid search, Google Ads, very correct. Kabir mentioned search engines. Abimbola, the platforms for SEO marketing paid search counts. So SEO counts, but SEO is more organic. But SEO counts, I'll take that as well. But SEO is more organic. So there's one that nobody actually mentioned, and to be honest, people often skip over. So we have Google Ads, but we also have Microsoft Ads, which is run via Bing. So Microsoft Ads, it doesn't have as much volume or as much scalability as that, but it's a lot cheaper to get conversions on Microsoft Ads. And a lot of Microsoft devices on default, the browser is set to Microsoft Edge. And if you're using Microsoft Edge, everything you search, unless you change it, goes through Bing search. So it's a like a hack to get people in for cheaper cost per clicks, cost per acquisitions as well. So we have Google Ads and Google Ads and Microsoft Ads on the paid search. Now, next we also have social media ads. I can see someone already mentioned Facebook. So yeah, what are the other ones we know? Although Facebook now is grouped already with Instagram as Meta. So Meta ads, yeah, correct. Meta ads. Anyone else? TikTok, Snapchat, yeah, yeah. Kabir, that's very much spot on. Honestly, I know a lot of people would not think towards that, what you just mentioned. So yeah, that's a really good one. TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube ads. That's a very interesting response. So YouTube is not a typical social media platform per se, but still that counts. LinkedIn ads, correct as well. X ads, yeah, X ads. Although I'm not a fan of X ads, but recently things have started improving because with the bot issue they had, I think 2 years ago, people basically just stopped running ads on Twitter or X. But now we're starting to pick back up. The audience is there, performance is getting better. So yeah, all good responses and all correct. Meta, LinkedIn, Snapchat, TikTok. I would add YouTube in as well, although YouTube is a subsidiary of Google Ads, and you run YouTube ads via Google Ad platform as well. So that also works. Yeah, Pinterest ads. That's another brilliant one. Pinterest ads. So yeah, I think people know their stuff. People know their stuff. I like that. Then yeah, I was going to mention social media ads basically is the most popular one, and the ads here served on social media networks, like you've all mentioned. The idea here is to meet the user in a more relaxed state because with search ads, the user basically is coming to you. The user is searching for something, and then you're meeting them at the critical point when they're looking to take action. But with social media ads, the user is relaxed, enjoying his or her favorite content on his or her favorite social media platforms. And then you meet them at the more relaxed state and you aim to spur their interest by getting them to take action using marketing tactics like FOMO, fear of missing out, or a tactic I like to call the Godfather tactic. I don't know how many people have seen the Godfather movie here, but I call it the Godfather tactic. And basically, it is making them an offer they can't refuse. So when you're on social media and especially now, which is the Black Friday to Cyber Monday period, and you're scrolling and you see a product and you see an offer that you cannot refuse, even if you don't want to buy that product, you at least click, you go through it, look at the price, and you're like, can I buy this now or should I save it for later? So basically, the brand has been able to successfully take you away from your reels and funny videos you're watching on Instagram, and now you're on their website looking at winter coats like I was a few hours ago and thinking, do I really need a new winter coat or is this just capitalism taking a toll on me? But yeah, it's it's a very efficient channel as well. So let's get back to it. The other one here is affiliate marketing. So for affiliate marketing, basically, it's all about paying third-party affiliates based on results. So affiliate marketing is not as scalable as paid search or social media ads. But the good thing with affiliate marketing is you get to serve to a small niche audience of people who are almost 100% interested in what you're selling. So you get very high conversion rates from affiliate marketing. And also you can negotiate affiliate deals with these platforms where they only get paid when someone from either their website or their platform, it could be an influencer as well, or from their page, from their audience, makes a purchase. That's when they get paid a percentage or they get paid a fixed amount. So you're paying for conversion, so you're paying for sales or you're paying for leads. I'll give an example. If I'm watching a video about the 10 best workout routines to grow my biceps, which is something I actually need, and the instructor on the video recommends a brand of protein shake or creatine, and he says this is going to help me put on more muscle. And if I use his affiliate code, I'll get 15% off. Now, this is a highly targeted ad because it's targeted at an audience of people who are interested in what you're selling, and the familiarity between the instructor and myself will also make me more susceptible to listening to what he's saying and to going on to actually take his recommendation of your products. So it's highly targeted and it's likely to have a strong conversion rate as well. So yeah, that's affiliate marketing. And then we have email campaigns. Email can be done one of two ways. It could be either driving direct engagements based on leads you've already captured or existing customers, so getting them to buy again or to make multiple purchases or to make their first purchase even if they dropped off after giving you their lead. Or it could be done through affiliates by the affiliates marketers sending, or the affiliate company sending an email blast out to their existing leads and recommending your product to them. So email campaigns can be done one of both ways, either first party data or third party data through affiliates. And then we have programmatic ads as well. So for programmatic display ads, these are display ads. Just think of social media ads, but outside social media. So similar tactic in terms of targeting, in terms of reaching users, but then it's done on third party publishers or other websites outside of social media. And it makes use of real-time bidding, just like Google Ads or Meta Ads and the rest. It's a bit more complex because programmatic display ads are very, very uh, technical to set up. You need to get the services of a DSP, and then you have to pick a DSP. I know DSP means demand side platform, and a demand side platform, in simple terms, is the same thing like your Meta ad manager, your Facebook ad manager, or your Google Ads manager platform. That's basically what a DSP is in simple terms. But programmatic is like a channel that loves complications. So all the words sound very grandiose and very technical. But in real terms, it is not as technical, and it's basically just the same as the others. So if you know Google Ads and you know social media ads, you would find your way around programmatic quite easily. And then last one here is app campaigns. So for app campaigns, this is basically marketing aimed at driving app installs, and it could be run either on the Google side or the Apple side because those are the two app platforms that we have at the moment or available at the moment: Play Store or the Apple App Store. And yeah, uh, it says what it does on its own. It drives mobile app installs. So I will be going into a bit more detail here and talking about the channel strategies. So I've already covered a lot of them, but just as a recap, and I'm recapping because we are going to come back to this again in a few slides. So channel strategies. Paid search is to drive high intent traffic with keyword targeted ads and capture users actively searching for specific solutions. So when do you use paid search? You use paid search when your niche or your products, the products or the market you're in, so the product you're selling and the market you're in has a high enough demand, and there are people already actively searching for either your products or similar products or competitor products. So for paid search to be very valuable to you, the market needs to have a certain level of maturity where people are already looking to buy this service, and then you just plug yourself in as the best option for them to take while looking for what to purchase, basically. So you're driving high intent traffic to your products using keyword targeted ads. That's paid search in simple terms. For social media is driving traffic from targeted audience segments. So paid search, high intent, they are searching for it. For social media, they are not searching for it. They are looking for funny videos on Facebook or watching, I don't know what people watch on Instagram, on TikTok. Yeah, TikTok, watching educational videos on TikTok. I watch educational videos on TikTok. So perhaps they're just doing that and swiping away. But then using audience targeting, which we will get to, you're able to decipher that although this person is watching educated videos on TikTok, he is actually into fitness. So I can sell him gym gloves or gym clothes or gym shoes, or I can sell him protein powder. So even though I know he's watching funny videos right now, I know that this lady is into fashion. So I can sell her a new shoe, or I can sell her a nice bag. So social media is based on targeted audience segments, while for paid search is high intent traffic. So they are searching for it in real time. So that's the difference there. This would make more sense soon because we're going to look more into targeting in a minute. So for affiliates, like I mentioned, it's partnerships with publishers and influencers. So people who already have the audience you need, partnering with them, and basically you're not paying for awareness. You're striking affiliate deals where they drive customers to you and you pay per customer driven or per purchase made. There's a difference there. You're not paying for awareness. You're not paying for brand awareness. Brand awareness can also be done via affiliates, but that would be a different deal or a different payments structure. So in this case, in the case of performance marketing, you're paying for a conversion, not for awareness. Email marketing, I think we already touched on this quite well. Um, we already touched on this quite well. Programmatic display as well. AI-driven targeting, real-time ad placements across the web. So outside of social media, outside of the Google search, basically any website you go on that has an ad, that ad is either served one of two ways. It's either served via direct media deals or programmatic display. That's basically it. Now, programmatic display, Google Ads also has a display service that runs very similar to programmatic display, but there are certain publishers that do not accept ad from Google. So you have to go through programmatic, which is why programmatic becomes valuable. But just to also mention here, in terms of hierarchy, you need to have a certain budget scale before you start looking into programmatic. Basically, you need to have exhausted available options in, say, paid search, social media, affiliates, email marketing before you delve into programmatic, if that makes sense. And then mobile app marketing. We already touched on this, so I'll just skip right through. And we are on module 3. Take a breather. Let me see everyone else. Do we have any questions in the chat? Or how about in-app ads? So in-app ads, I think I mentioned that on app, what's it called? On app marketing. So the in-app ads can be one of two ways. So for in-app ads, it either comes as a result of UAC campaigns. So UAC are called Universal App Campaigns, and they are run via Google. So it is, let me go one step back on this slide here. Go one step backwards. So in-app ads can be run via Google under mobile app marketing, or they can be run via Apple, or they could be run via third party as well. So there are certain third party dealers that you could work with to run or to serve in-app ads. So it could either be run via Google or via Apple or third party publishers as well. And you could also use programmatic for in-app ads depending on if the in-app ad network used by that app is available on the DSP you choose to use. So let me simplify it. So Google owns an ad network called AdMob, which basically serves ads on apps. So if the app owner implements or installs AdMob, as his advertising service or his mode of serving ads. So every in-app ad that he gets would be basically Google display ads that are fed through AdMob to his app. Um, Planning, I hope that makes sense. We can delve right more into it at the end if you want us to. But yeah, moving on for now. Module 3, how to measure performance. So basically in this module, we'll be looking at introduction to marketing analytics, analytics tracking, tactics and tools, and then key metrics to track. First things first, introduction to marketing analytics. So I know on default, people would probably expect us to go, since we've talked about the channels now, we've talked about key channel strategy. The next step should be going more into the channels and understanding, or how do you set up a campaign? How do you start implementing the strategy, basically? But I intentionally placed marketing analytics before that because in reality, you should not set up a campaign and then figure out the tracking and analytics after. No, you should sort out the tracking and analytics first before running any campaign. Because when it comes to performance marketing, if there's no measurement, there's no performance. If you can't measure, what are you? There's no performance. So everything about performance marketing has to do with measurement. And this is also something that you need to arm yourself with when dealing with business owners, CEOs, COOs, and founders as well, because they might be very eager to go live with a campaign, but you're doing yourself a disservice if you actually agree to go live without sorting out tracking and analytics. Because after that campaign, then the question comes, what did we achieve? You don't know because there was no tracking. How many customers did we drive as a result of this? You don't know because there was no tracking. So always have the mindset that marketing analytics and tracking comes first, and then the campaign comes after. Because, like, this is my original quote, by the way. Like, you can say it because, as Dozier said, no measurement, no performance. So, uh, what is marketing analytics? Marketing analytics, I think I got a bit too excited with that quote there. Yeah, let's get back to it. Marketing analytics basically involves using tools, data, and techniques to evaluate the effectiveness of marketing efforts. So you need marketing analytic tools and techniques to be able to measure how effective your marketing effort is, to be able to optimize your marketing strategies or your ad and campaign strategies, and to be able to measure success against business goals. So, like I said, if you're not tracking, you can't tell if it's successful or not. So, why does this matter? With this, you're able to make data driven decisions. If you're tracking efficiently, you can look at performance to a very granular level and say, this ad is a problem because it is not doing well, and the other ads are doing well. So, you know, okay, I have to take this ad out. I have to pause this ad and change it and feed more budgets into the other ads. Or you can have one ad that's doing amazing, but it's not spending as much. And more spend is going to other ads that are not doing well. With very, very good granular tracking, you can make changes and say, okay, this one that's doing really well, let's put more money into this. And then these ones that are not doing well, let's decrease the budget. So you can only make these kind of decisions when you have like good tracking setup. Other one is to optimize campaign performance, which I basically just explained, and then to measure ROI. So when it comes to measuring ROI, like I said, you need to be able to go back to the founders and the CEOs and all the COOs, CFOs, especially CFOs. They're very particular about budgets, as they should be. So you should be able to go back to them and say, okay, we spent 3 million this month and we're able to make XYZ in return, drive 100 app installs, 1,000 app installs, 3,000 customers, and 4,000 new purchases this month. So now they see that the budget is working. Now they see that the money spent is working. Next month, they'll be happy to approve 5 million or 10 million and even more. So analytics tracking tactics and tools. First on the list, so I ordered this in the order in which I personally believe and know that it should be done. So it's a case of a step-by-step process basically. And the first step here is to set up a tag management solution. Now, what's a tag management solution? A tag management solution is a program which houses or contains and deploys marketing tags and pixels on your website or app. So if you everyone in marketing here who has works with say a tech product, you know it can be a pain to get the dev guys to set up or to upload marketing tags or pixels. You have to go back to them every time and tell them just put it in the header, and then maybe they end up putting it somewhere else, not in the header, and then it doesn't work, and then you have to go back to them and say, oh, change this or change that. With a tag management solution, it has to be set up just once, and every other thing after that can be done by you, the marketer, on the platform. So we have various number of tag management solutions. We have Google Tag Manager, we have Tilium, we have Adobe Experience. These are like the popular ones. Personally, I've worked with Google Tag Manager and I've worked with Tilium as well. Tilium is paid, but Google Tag Manager is free, and Adobe Experience is paid as well. How much time do we have? Let me see if I can show you guys a view of Google Tag Manager, what it looks like. I think I have screenshots as well, but I'll just show you a live container. Okay, let me know if you can see this.
I can see, yes.
Yeah, I see. All right, so this is what Google Tag Manager looks like. And obviously this is one for my personal project for to show. So Google Tag Manager is a tag management system where once you upload this on your websites, the tag on your websites, and it's pretty easy to do that as well. Let me go back to Tag Manager. Yeah, so it's pretty easy to set up. This is Footsie Show. Let's go to settings. Yeah. So all you have to do is you copy this code, put it in the head of the page across all the pages on the site, and then put this in the body. And once this is done, you don't have to worry about, oh, I need Google Analytics, or I need to set up Facebook, or I need to set up Google Ads, I need to set up DV360, whatever you need to do in future. You just do this once, and then you never have to disturb the dev team again. And I know as a marketing person, there's like a beef between marketing and dev. And personally, that was one of my primary motivation behind learning how to code, because they can be quite a pain to work with, if we're being honest. Uh, so yeah, it's a case of once you have this set up, then you can do everything else on your own. And I'll just give you a sneak preview into how it looks as well. Let's go back. Yeah, so once you set that up, you have your container, and then you can add tags there. So this is a GA4 tag already added. If I want to add a new tag, click on new tag configuration. What tag do I want to add? Let's say I want to add a meta tag, a Facebook tag. Where's meta? Um, or say Microsoft. Okay, so I want to add a Microsoft advertising tag. It's right here. Or I want to add a LinkedIn tag. It's right here as well. So it's pretty straightforward and makes everything basically easier to work with once you have this setup. So definitely, next step is to set up Google Tag Manager or any other tag management system that you have, like Tilium as well, or Adobe Experience. But I would recommend Google Tag Manager because it is free, it's easy to use, and like I said, low barrier to entry. So you don't have to worry about additional cost or management costs. It's something you can do by yourself. So next step here, before I jump into the next step, do we have any questions? Okay. All good then. So next step here is install a web/app analytics solution. Oh, I think there's a question.
Yes,
Oh,
Bill is asking what is a
what
tag.
is a tag? Great, great question. And I actually just assumed everybody knows what a tag is. So basically, um, analytics works by the use. A tag in this case is a JavaScript code. Let me go back to that other page. It's a JavaScript code which runs on your website every time a user visits and carries out an action. So in this case, the tag management solution is the prerequisite. So it is the JavaScript code that manages other JavaScript codes. So if you don't want to use a tag management solution, what would happen is you'd have to send all the individual JavaScript codes from Google Analytics, from Google Ads, from Facebook ads, from Snapchats, you'd have to send all of this to your developer to add on the website. What happens now is you end up with way too many codes directly placed on your website, and dev guys don't like that, which is why they always have an issue with setting up analytics tags or codes. So with the tag manager, basically what it does is it manages all these tags, all these codes, and then this serves them every time a user visits your site or takes an action on your site. So let me go back to this and just show you that code. A second. Yeah. So this, let's look at what the code is like here. Install. Yeah, so we can see there's scripts. It's a JavaScript code. So this is basically what it is. And then if you try to add a tag from Google Analytics, is also a similar code. It's a JavaScript code. So in simple terms, a tag is what we use to refer to tracking codes, tracking JavaScript codes from the different platforms. And it serves every time you visit the website. Okay, I think we have another question. Every time you visit a website, it serves, it loads in the background like an event listener. Good.
Yeah,
Correct.
so Josie, just so that we're sure everybody is following. We can say that these tags are what help with tracking people that come on different pages of a site. They also help ads to pop up on different. Is it these tags that make you responsible for one ad to follow people everywhere? I think that's what we're asking.
That so it is it's basically the same. So we'll get there actually. That's the next one. You know what? Let's go to the next one. The next one is tracking pixels for each platform. Now this is what follows you around. So this is what makes it possible to follow you around. But the thing is, the first one here, Tag Manager, helps to deploy all of this on the site. So when you visit, if you visit from Google Ads, it deploys the Google Ads tag, deploys the meta tag, deploys the Snapchat tag, and then it knows where you came from. And then it can send the events and send a feedback to Google Ads to let them know that, okay, so user came here, visited the site, he registered, but he did not make a purchase. So if you decide to run a retargeting ad in future to everyone who has registered but has not purchased, that is how Google is going to be able to find you. So if you don't have this setup, which is why this has to come before the campaign level, because this is super, super important. If you don't have this setup, you can't run retargeting because how do you find the users? How do you find them? The tags is what help the platforms know what events you've carried out, put you into a group, into an audience group of, okay, users who have visited the site but did not sign up, or users who have signed up but did not purchase, or users who have purchased but have not come back in the last 9 months, whatever. So it creates these automated groups on analytics and even on the platform that you can then come back to and use in your campaigns. So I cannot bang on this enough. No
Yeah.
tracking, no tracking, no performance, no measurement, no performance. You really need to set up
Yes.
your
Also, I'm
analytics.
just I'm just looking for, because you are speaking like the expert you are. I just want to ensure that everyone is on the same page. So it's similar to what is how seller, for those of us that have ever tried seller, can know that somebody stopped somewhere without buying, and then we can get all those information. Right? These are the kind of things that make it possible. Right?
Correct, correct. Yeah, I helped I helped build as part of my quick stores venture, and also set up marketing for an e-commerce service, a small e-commerce business. And basically, we had these tags listening for everyone who added to carts but did not check out. So if you add to cart and you don't check out, we'll basically come after you and make sure you check out and make sure you make a purchase. And you'll be shocked how effective this is. So just a little efforts as tracking people who add to cart can increase your revenue and increase your campaign performance as well. And also give you another strategy of how to market to different segments and different silos of users. So once again, for the obtained time, targeting is super important. Measurement is super important. No measurement, no performance. So last one here is, so now you've set up your tag management solution, you've set up your analytics solution, you've set up the tracking pixels for each platform you plan to use. So there are various, you don't have to set everything up. Set up the ones you plan to use. And it's a continuous process. Whenever you need to set up some more, you can always come back to your tag manager and add whatever you want to add and publish. So, which is why tag manager is important, because it gives you that freedom to make changes whenever you want and add more tags whenever you want. But number 4 here is UTM tracking links. So number 2 helps you measure what goes on your site for your personal use. Number 3 helps you send feedback to the platform so they know what's going on your site, and then you can use the platform to modify or use that data to modify and optimize your campaign performance. Another example of number 3 is of the importance of number 3 is if you don't have these tags, for example, Meta does not know if your campaigns are actually driving conversions or actually driving purchases. But if you have the tags, then they know how many purchases you're driving, and they can optimize towards the kind of users that purchased before, and to focus more on driving more purchases within those kind of users. So it has a couple of signals to work with and to optimize towards. But if you don't have this set up, you're basically shooting in the dark. But then number 4 helps you link number 2 and number 3. In certain cases, they're automatically linked. Like Google Analytics and Google Ads, since it's owned by the same platform, it is automatically linked. But Meta and Google Analytics is 2 different platforms. Snapchat and Google Analytics is 2 different platforms. So you need number 4, which is UTM tracking links, to connect number 2 and number 3. So whatever happens on the websites is directly attributed to not just the platform it came from, but it could go as granular as the campaign, the ad, even the creative used. So you can know if the banner you use, the say 300 by 250 banner you used, is converting more than the 729 by 90 banner. So let me show you guys a bit of this as well. Show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. So this is my website where I want to drive them to. And then I can provide additional information like campaign ID, campaign source. So let's say this is a Meta ad. So campaign source will be Meta. Campaign medium, the marketing medium I'm using banner ads on Meta. So banner. Campaign name. So I call this 2024 November or it could be say I'm running a campaign for the crash course campaign, and then campaign contents. So to differentiate, like you can see here, use to differentiate ads. So say I have two ads under this campaign. One is a banner with my face on it, and the other is a banner without my face on it. So I will call this no face banner. Then it generates a URL for me. This URL is what I will use as the final URL in my ad campaign setup. So every time someone clicks on the ad on Google Analytics, thanks to these tags, I'll be able to know that that user came from Meta, came through the banner ad, from the crash course campaign, and it specifically clicked on the banner without my face, the no face banner. Now, say we have a second banner with my face. Say I call that face banner. Yeah. At the end of the campaign run, or say 1 week after launch, I can go back on analytics, Google Analytics, and look and say, is the campaign with my face or is the banner with my face performing better than the banner without my face? Maybe people don't like my face. So if it's possible that the banner on my face is not getting clicks and is not converting, and people prefer the banner without my face, no sentiment, you don't like my face, fine. Now I know that to optimize that campaign performance, all I have to do is to pause the banner with my face and replace it with something else, because it seems like people prefer the banner without the model, basically. So you can only make these optimizations and go into this level of granularity if you have your tracking. So I'll say it one more time. No measurements, no performance. How far in are we? Okay. So I'm going to jump right straight to key metrics to track. So we all know what the common KPIs are. We've spoken about this already. So the key performance indicators. So sign up, registrations, app installs, purchases, calls, return on investment, return on ad spend. But in reality, you don't just set up a campaign and start getting signups. It doesn't work that way. First, you need to get an impression, and then you need to get a click. And then after they click, excuse me, after they click, you need to get a site visit or a landing page visit. And then after they visit your website or your app, then they sign up. So there's a number of steps, a series of steps that have to happen before you achieve these KPIs. And that is actually what is very important to track. So for the business, for the CFOs and the CEOs and the founders, this is what they care about. But for you, the marketer, the performance marketer, you need to care about much more than this. So you need to look at metrics like your click-through rates. Your click-through rate basically tells you, out of everyone who's seen my ad, how many are actually clicking on the ad? So it lets you know if you're targeting the right audience, and it lets you know if your ads are compelling enough. Because if you're not getting a decent good click rate or nobody's clicking and you're getting a lot of impressions, it's either you're serving to the wrong people or you're serving the wrong ad. So either you're targeting the wrong audience or your ads are not compelling enough. So this already lets you know what to optimize towards. And then your cost per click. If your cost per click is too high, it means that your cost per acquisition is also going to be high, because you're already spending a lot on a click. Even before they convert, before they do anything, you're spending way too much. If your cost per click is low, for example, then you can say, okay, the cost per click on this particular ad is low, while the one on this ad is high, and this ad is performing better. You can then go back to the drawing board and say, okay, why is this ad having a much better cost per click than this? And you can make optimizations, say, to the creatives or to the ad copy as well. So these are things that you need to look at as a marketer. Conversion rate as well. So this is the percentage of visitors completing a desired action versus clicks. So if someone clicks on an ad and visits your website, if they say you need registrations, if they register, that means they've converted. If they click but they do not register, it means they've dropped off. So conversion rates lets you know how many people are clicking compared to how many people are registering. What is the percentage? Say you have a 30% conversion rate. So you can use that to also factor in your cost per click to know that, okay, I have to make accommodation for how much I'm paying per click because 70% of every click does not convert. Only 30% converts. So I have to try to reduce my cost per click. So at the end of the day, when I factor in my 30% conversion rates, I'm not paying too much per customer, if that makes sense. Also, let me know if I'm going like really fast. I can slow the pace a little bit.
Yeah, I think Fanen had a question. Word to Fanen. Do you want to unmute your mic and ask? Can he do that?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. Fanen, please take care. Okay, I think he dropped it in the comments. So he
Uh,
said, does this tag work across all advertising platforms or does it only work on the website? I think it's taking you back to Google tag.
So the tag basically, I think I knew that was going to be a technical one. I tried to rush through it, but you guys refused to let me rush through it. So the tag basically, you can only put the tag on assets or digital assets you own. So I can only tag my website or my app. I can't tag someone else's website. So the tag works on your first party platforms. But what happens is the tag feeds back to the platform, feeds back to the Google ads or the Meta ads or the DV360 or the Snapchat ads and lets them know that so user has visited these websites and carried out certain activity. So they can identify this user using two means. One is cookies on your browser, and the second is user ID identification, which I think at the moment is only available to Google Ads and Apple Ads, Apple Search Ads. Reason being, Google owns a huge share of the, or at least has connections to a huge share of the internet anyway. And then Apple also owns their own infrastructure, which is the phones, the iPhones, the MacBooks, and then the App Store. So that's the reason why only Apple and Google can correctly identify um, these users without using cookies. But every other person has to use cookies, and the cookies are stored on your browser. So it's a threefold process. It's a process of you tagging your websites, and then the tags, or let me call them pixels, so we can differentiate. So the pixels of the advertising platforms lets the advertising platform know what the user has done on your site. Say, oh, he visited but he did not register. So we're going to have to do something about it. So they have to find that user using cookies or ID identification. But the ID identification is only limited to, like I said, Apple Search Ads and Google Ads. And it also has its flaws because if the user was not logged in on Gmail, for example, say they're using a Chrome browser, you can log into your Chrome browser. If the user is not logged into his Chrome browser, the ID identification would not work. So they have to settle for cookies. So I strongly believe, and I would like to hold like a separate session, like a workshop session on tag management, tracking, pixel setup, and just delve into the nitty gritty of how it works. And this is something that I had to learn on my own because, like I said, working with devs, I don't mean to slag them off, but it used to be quite a pain. So I had to learn a lot of things on my own and figure out how to do it myself. And it's something that not a lot of people have been able to successfully learn and apply. So I'll be happy to hold like a separate session for that.
Awesome, awesome. So if it still sounds technical for you, don't be scared. We'll be having a detailed workshop soon, I believe. And as Jose has said, he went through the stress so that we don't have to. He didn't have anyone, and so we have him to watch out for Pixis Academy, paid courses, and everything in between. Yes, check the tagged message in the meantime. Don't get distracted, but just check it. I think we can move on, Jose. Thank you
All
for
right.
answering.
So, all right. Then yeah, so key metrics. I think we've covered all of this as well. So let's just jump into module 4. So we're getting closer to the end. Module 4, 3 months ago. So module 4 is, I think, is the most interesting one for me, and it's about setting up performance marketing campaign. So we'll be going through defining your goal, planning your budgets, defining your target audience, choosing the appropriate platform, and then a bit of ad creatives and landing pages. So, and this is basically everything there is to setting up campaigns: your goal, your budgets, your target audience, choosing the right platform, and then ad creative. So let's get right into it. Define your goal slash objective. So this is a very important step. It's a very important step. And you have to ask yourself a couple of questions. What is the core aim of your campaign? Is it to drive traffic? Is it to drive app installs? Is it to drive registration or purchases? Whatever it is your aim is, you have to ask yourself this question and answer the question. Now, mind you, business owners sometimes they want everything. They want to be able to drive registration and app install and purchases and traffic, and then get people to register again and get them to sign up for a promotion. They want to drive it and get them to follow you on Instagram even. They want to drive everything. But you as a marketer, this is where you come in. You have to streamline the overall strategy to and bring it down to one goal where possible. Now, if you're operating on a substantial budget, say you're on a budget of $10,000, you can afford to have multiple goals. So you can split the budget across these goals. Say you can have a primary goal of driving conversions among web users. That's your goal one. And then you can allocate $7,000 to it. And then you have a goal two of driving app installs. And then you can allocate $3,000 to that. But if you're on a budget crunch, if you're on a tight budget, don't do this to yourself. Don't try to spread yourself too thin and then end up achieving nothing. Take it one step at a time. Pick a goal, achieve that goal, and then you can pick a second goal and split to a second goal. So, rule number one: define your goal slash objective. Ask yourself the questions and answer sincerely. What am I trying to achieve with this campaign, with this performance marketing campaign? What am I trying to achieve? Like I said, it's better to choose one goal per campaign. Number two, planning your budget. So in performance marketing, there's always a direct correlation between budgets slash spend and the scale of results. This is one reason I like performance marketing personally. It's a case of I don't know if everyone has heard about the Temu situation where they spent billion. I think they had $1 billion budget, and they spent $1 billion budget, and basically took over the whole of the US markets and even the UK market as well. Temu is massive here. It's basically massive globally. I've seen Nigerians purchasing products from Temu. I think we have a message. I've seen Nigerians purchasing products from Temu. There's a raised hand. Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah. Rosie, I think, could you try be sharing your screen? More people that are not are saying they can't see.
Oh, interesting. So let me. Oh, 2 billion. Yeah, Nathaniel, 2 billion. Let me stop and share again.
Okay.
Let me know if you can see it now. Yeah, a lot of thumbs up. That's good.
Awesome.
Great. So,
Thank
so Temu, $2 billion marketing budgets on social alone, Meta alone. So it's not even across board. And I don't know if people remember, but Temu, last year at the Super Bowl, which is the I think that's like the biggest sporting event. events in the US. Timu took out an ad at the Super Bowl, and Super Bowl ads do not come cheap. It is very, 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 very expensive. So operating at that level, they're going to reap rewards at that level as well, which is what we are seeing. They're driving a global scale campaign, both branding and acquisition campaigns on a global scale. The last time I've seen someone do anything like this was Booking.com. Booking.com, and this was in 2018, 17. They had the $1 billion budgets on performance marketing only. $1 billion budget on performance marketing only. And in that period, Booking.com was everywhere. That was not a good time. I think that's when I just left. I had just left Hotels.ng, and that was not a good time to be in the hotel booking industry, regardless of the country you're in. Booking.com was bossing and bullying everyone around. So it's one of those situations. But still, even as Booking.com was driving the entire market, at Hotels.ng, we were still getting our conversions in, we were still getting users in, definitely not at the same scale as Booking.com. So now Timu or Temu, I don't know what's called, how it's pronounced, but Timu are doing what, 3 billion, yeah? So they are bossing everyone around. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean Amazon is not selling. That doesn't mean other brands are not selling. Other brands are still making sales. So this is where the beauty of performance marketing comes to play. The fact that you can have different brands operating at different budget levels, and everyone is tapping into the markets and taking their fair share out of the markets. So obviously, Timu would be like on a say 30% global market share. Amazon might be on a 25% global market share because Amazon is not available in certain countries. But then the small brand like Crafted, there's a brand called Crafted that makes jewelry or so, or a small clothing brand or shopping brand. They might just have 1% global market share or 0.5% global market share, and they are still making their conversions and making their sales and tapping into the market and getting the benefits of it. So planning your budget, you have to understand where you stand in terms of how much budget, how much money you have available to spare, and based off that, work out how much conversions you can achieve. Or you can do it the other way around. You look at how much conversions you're planning to achieve, and then you estimate, okay, based on my location or my markets, how much on default does it cost to acquire a customer? And then you can estimate that, okay, if it costs 1,000 naira to acquire a customer, and I want 1,000 customers, I must be willing to spend 1 million then. Or if it costs 1,000 to acquire a customer, and I want 1 million customers, I must be willing to spend what, 1 billion. So it's mathematical. Now, if it costs 1,000 to acquire a customer, and you want 1,000 customers, now that's 1 million in budget, yes, but with effective campaign management, optimizations, and the rest, you can bring that 1 million down to say 800K or 700K, but you cannot bring that 1 million down to 10,000 or to 50,000. It doesn't work that way. It's not magic. So you can apply skill and tactics to decrease your cost per conversion and drive more users, but still there's always going to be a mathematical correlation between how much you're willing to spend and how much you're going to achieve, or the other way around, how much you want to achieve and how much you should be willing to spend. So I just figured I'd explain the whole slide without even dropping any of the bullet points in. But yeah, that's what planning your budget is about. So it's figuring out how much do I want to achieve, what does it cost on average to acquire one customer, and then making an extrapolation to how much your budget should be. And another point I'll drop on this before we move on is if you have a small budget, say you have a small budget to run for, and you want to run for a month, sometimes this is more efficient. Instead of spreading yourself thin, say you have a uh, $30 budget. Say you have a $30 budget, really small business, $30 budget. You want to run for a month. Instead of running $1 spend per day for a month, you're stretching the campaign so thin that it might end up not achieving anything. It'll be more efficient to shorten your campaign runtime, say shorten it to 2 weeks and then do $2 a day, or even shorten it to 10 days and then do $3 a day. Now you get more efficiency out of this than spreading yourself too thin. So it's something else to consider here. I hope you guys are paying attention because, like Leader said, we'll be. I don't want to spill the beans. So I'll just keep it moving. Next one is to define your target audience. So this is really, really important. You have to, once you've figured out your goal, you figure out your budget, you need to figure out who am I marketing to. So you have to work out the user attributes of your ideal user using data like demographics. So what is their age? What's their gender? What's your location? What are your interests? What's your profession? What's the social status? Also, you have to consider the industry you're in. So this industry I'm in, is it super competitive? Is it very mature and developed? Or am I offering a product that is so new that no one else really knows about it? And I don't even have competitors right now. Because in a competitive industry, it might look like it's hard. It is actually hard to break in, but there are opportunities. There are more opportunities to break into a competitive industry than starting from scratch in an industry that is non-existent. Because in an industry that is non-existent, before your performance marketing, you might have to start doing brand marketing to let people know of that this industry even exists. But if the industry is already existing and competitive and matured, all you have to do is work out your strategy on how to plug in. It could be a competitive bidding strategy where, since I know Temu are spending 3 billion, they're big. It means more people are going to be searching for Temu from Nigeria. Now, if I'm offering services similar to Temu, but I'm a local company and I know that I can match Temu's prices, I can run an ad targeting everyone who searches for Temu. And then my ad would say, oh, same prices, but faster delivery. So now I'm tapping into Temu's growth and the fact that the market is expanding to steal a little share for my business. So sometimes the competitive landscape is not always a bad thing. It could provide certain opportunities. But yeah, that's just one way to look at it. I had a quick example here. Let me see if we can jump into it. So I'll just give a quick example. So say we have a food delivery app. We have a food delivery app, yeah? So now, if you look at demographics, you're looking at, oh, what's the age range of the people that use food delivery? And then you check the gender. Is it male, is it female, or is it both? And then you check the location. Okay, my food delivery app, I only have people to deliver on the island. So there's no need running ads targeting the mainland. I just focus on the island. Then you look at profession. Is it for working class people? Is it for what's their social status like? Is it middle to upper income earners or is it lower income earners? Look at what they're interested in. Are they interested in, say, conscious meal? Are they the kinds that their Instagram page is full of food pictures and dishes? And what's the food critic guy? Opeyemi? Are they the kind of people who all they do on Instagram is watch Opeyemi's food review videos? I'm one of them. So yeah, it's something you consider as well. What are their interests? Now, what's the behavior like? Do they frequently order? Do they prefer cashless transactions? Do they prefer cash transactions? Do they care about speed? All of this would help you refine not only your targeting, but even what you put in your ad. Because if you know that these guys care about speed, your ad can focus on speed. If you know that these guys are only on the island, you can then focus on speed and the island. Like, okay, fastest delivery service in Lekki, or fastest delivery service or fastest food delivery service on the island. Get your food in 5 minutes. Now you're starting to speak their language. And then industry analysis to see if there are competitors that you can leech on, like Jumia Food. So you can leech on Jumia Food every time they're trying to set for Jumia Food. You jump in with your ad and say, fastest deliveries, fastest food delivery on the island, get your food in 5 minutes. Like, okay, who are these guys? That's a lofty promise. Let's see what they're about. And then you get a few customers from there. So it's a very robust, all very manual, but very important process that you have to go through. And then choosing the appropriate channels. So based on your goal, the budget, and the target audience, like I said, now you have to choose, and the industry as well. Now you have to choose the channel. And I'm bringing back this slide once again. So if the industry is, like I mentioned, the industry is already well developed to an extent where there are competitors or the service or products is being searched for. Because for users to open up their Google and search for a service or a competitor, it means that that service they provide or that product they're looking for is quite mainstream. Otherwise, there wouldn't be enough search volume. So if it's mainstream and the industry is well developed, now you're looking at, and also you have a decent budget, looking at opportunities for channels, you would pick paid search because you can get high intent. You'd also look towards social media because you can target these also targeted audience segments while they're at their leisure time, basically. So while they're on Instagram, looking at Opeyemi food critics and saying this Opeyemi guy says he's always bashing chefs and whatnot, and then your ad comes in telling them about your food delivery service. Very targeted, very relatable, but then you're catching them at the leisure time. For affiliates, if you've scaled across paid search and social media, for example, and you have a good enough budget and you're dealing with an industry that has like certain influencers. I'll use the Opeyemi example once again. Opeyemi once again. So Opeyemi is a food critic, but it could also serve as an influencer. So if Opeyemi is recommending a restaurant to people, people will probably want to check it out. That, okay, this guy that always bashes restaurants, if he says these guys are good, then they must be really good. Then they must be really good. So you could have an affiliate deal with him where for every customer he sends to you, he gets paid a certain amount. And the customers have to come in and say, oh, I will send back me. That might be the affiliate code. And then, or I heard about you from me. And then based off that, he gets paid a certain percentage. So what I'm trying to do here is to let you all see and let us all see that your choice of channel does not come first. So you do not say, I want to run a performance marketing campaign. I'm going to use Google Ads affiliate. No. You start by saying, what are my goals? How much do I have to spare? Um, what are my goals? How much do I have to spare? Who are my target audience? And then you get to the channel. But some people just say, oh, let's run a search ad for no. You start the other way around. You don't just wake up and say, I want to run a social media ad. You start by saying, I want to achieve conversions, but I only have $30 to spare. And my target audience are young people. So as a result, I can start with social media ads because there's a low price point. I can run with my $30. I can get young people and I can achieve my goal, which is purchase or driving people to the sites. So or getting traffic. So you start from goals to budgets to target audience before choosing your channel. I see a couple of questions also have come in. Or someone mentioned, I'm not seeing the screen.
I think I've asked them to join back. I think it's better now.
Oh, okay. All good. All good.
Well,
Oh,
in case you haven't, pardon me to say, drink some water. 1 hour,
yeah.
30 minutes.
Actually, we are at the water drinking stage.
Yes, we are. So
We are at the
please,
water
it's
drinking stage.
most of us have stayed. I can see some of us leaving and rejoining. If you haven't eaten already, you can eat. Just make sure that you're paying attention. We're gearing more towards our awesome session that is coming in the middle of this. So I think this year would be coming in soon. We'll be wrapping up soon.
Yeah.
While he's yeah, so just next 2, 3, 5 minutes. Stretch, and I hope your head is opening because mine is blowing up. I didn't know cookies were that interesting. I thought they just I remember telling my friend one time, I hope these people would actually send me cookies one day. I didn't know it's my information they were busy stealing. So they're tapping into. So does I think you wanted to round up a couple of things. Are you taking water too?
Yeah, I'm drinking water as well. I'm drinking,
Oh.
staying hydrated.
Lovely, lovely. So I think I need to finish up a couple sentences. You can.
Yeah,
Wow.
so while people are grabbing water, I'll just show a couple of slides for people who are still here. So obviously we won't be able to go into detail on certain platform like I mentioned, but I just want to show like a view of different platforms and the range of objectives available on these platforms, which is why when I say, oh, you have to start with your goal first before choosing a platform, this is one of the reasons why, because this platform, this is Google Ads, for example. On Google Ads, you can focus on sales, you can focus on leads, you can focus on traffic, app promotion, awareness, and consideration, which is brand, top of the funnel. You can focus on offline visits as well or promotions. So if you just jump into the channel without defining your goal first, now you have to still go back and do what you failed to do or what you skipped doing. So you have to define your goal and then decide on the channel. Another example is if you look at LinkedIn and Facebook as well, it's a similar splits, brand awareness, lead generation, engagement, video views, website conversions. You can even optimize for job applications on LinkedIn or job applicants on LinkedIn. You can optimize for job applicants. So if you're running say an ad, you work for a recruitment firm and you're looking to drive to recruit or headhunt someone, LinkedIn is your platform because you can optimize for job applicants. So you have to get your goal first. If you're looking to drive awareness, which is top of the funnel, then you can, yeah, okay, fine, I'll use all these platforms. But if you're looking to drive, say, app promotion, you want to drive app promotions. Why are you on LinkedIn? LinkedIn is not your platform for app promotion. You can get traffic from LinkedIn, but you wouldn't get good app installs or anything from LinkedIn. So, like I said, try not to skip the process. Follow the process. First, define your goals, and then decide on the budgets, and then build out your target audience, and then let your goal, budgets, and target audience lead you to the right channel. That's
Awesome. Is that a mic drop?
that's a mic drop. That's a
Lovely.
so yeah.
Lovely.
I'll hand over to you now for you build the binge yourself.
Do my thing. Yes, sir. So I'm going to be that teacher that nobody likes. I might call names, but while we're drinking water and waiting for our next short session coming in, if you're enjoying the session, type in the chat box, react, send a clapping emoji. We spent heading on 2 hours strong, straight. Awesome, awesome. Please appreciate our awesome tutor thus far. Thank you, Fanen. Thank you, Abimbola. Thank you, Victor. Lovely. I hope you're seeing all the love. I hope you're getting it as well. Presenting it on behalf of my people.
Thank you, guys. I can say thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. So, as we said, for those strong, valiant soldiers, we've been hearing a lot. I mean, Dozier has it's come from a technical point of view, he's broken it down. But I know there's still some of us that need to see this happen in real time. So, as we are preparing for our traders will call it live trading session. What we call this one now, live performance session. Can we call it that, Josie? I need something fancy.
Um, I'll call it live action. Live
Live
action.
action. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. I think we should add knowing how to name stuff to your many things on how you know how to do it. Yes, we should. So yes, Josie and Fixes with plans a little where we can apply what we've heard thus far so that we don't go to bed still thinking of how the censored does this actually work. And this should inspire you. I'll be with you, Fanem, to open your Google, create run a business, give a business a name, try it on your own. You don't have to wait until you actually get a job before you start getting familiar with this state. And if you want to, like I mentioned, I've pinned a message. I mean, we over deliver of a form which should be in the chat box that you can fill. PIC Pixie's internship cohort is coming soon. It's launching ahead of next year. And if you'd love to apply what Josie has taught you ahead of time in real market scenarios, fill it. Fill it and fill it is all I would say. Be part of PIC's cohort, PIC, coming up soon. We have your mails, so you will be updated, rest assured. So live action is going to start in T minus 30 seconds. That's why I hinted, start drinking water. Start drinking water. If you have food, eat and have fun. This is not a classroom session. It's a conversation, and we're happy that you've stayed this long. It means that you're a hustler. You're hungry for knowledge, and it's beautiful to see. We're honored to have you. So I think we can jump right into it. So I'll be calling on people. Or if you want to volunteer, you can. You can. While waiting for the day to set up our live action scenario. So everyone, put on your detective caps. We have a case to settle. All Sherlock Holmes, all the what? It's only Sherlock Holmes I actually know. Wow! All our interning Sherlock Holmes. We have a business to rescue, and our only tool is marketing. So, if you'd love to, we'll be speaking on, or be asking the audience, everyone here, what industry we should test what we've learned tonight in, what we should call them, and what our budget is, everything in between. So if you are ready, let me make sure you can hear me. Just react or type ready in the chat. I have patience. I will wait. Just type ready so that I know that we're together. Type ready and react for our live action session. Awesome. I see you, Winifred. I see you, Ivina. But more readies, more readies. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So first to raise their hand. What industry? I see you, Fanem. What industry should we put our new business in? We're building a baby from scratch. Oh, there's Detective D. I'm not into Chinese films. Forgive me. Chinese and K people, Korea people. But I will give the flower. So Detective D's and Sherlock Holmes in the house. What industry should we start with? You can raise your hand. First to raise your hand. Oh, I will call people. Thank God I could come and know some of you here. I know. Fanen was the first. Fanen was the first. So, Fanen, what industry?
Okay, I think we should use the beauty industry.
The beauty industry. Why beauty industry?
Because there's the buzz about everybody wanting to take care of their skin. Skincare
Mhm.
business is one of the biggest business right now that's in the world and in Nigeria. Everybody they are selling a lot of products and all of that. As you can even see, very dark minds always attacking some of them. So I think we should use that.
Especially in this Hamatan period, I agree. So, what does here? Detective Fanen says we should start with the beauty industry. So, Bill and Winifred, I saw your hands up. Don't worry, don't worry. We reward active participation here. I'll ask the remaining two questions will go to you guys. So, Detective Fanen has said we should do the beauty industry. Detective Bill, since you carried my surname, what should we name this beauty brand? Are you up for it? Do you want to phone a friend? Do you want to phone a friend? Do you need a hotline? Or can you do it? Or who wants to take Detective Bill? It's going on.
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Awesome.
Mm.
So what do we call our
I think
beauty brand?
um I don't know. Is it something has to do with beauty product, or is it something like an entity that do the beauty care for people?
Detective
To
Fanen,
try
this
to come up
question is
with
for
it.
you. What kind of beauty product are we doing? Is it for men? Is it for women? Is it for
We are doing a unisex skincare product.
okay? So let's say creams, Abby. Maybe
Yes, we're
cream
doing
face wash.
creams, facials, face
Oh,
wash, and all of that.
Somebody is saying glam. Detective
okay.
Bill. Somebody
So
wants to carry your stuff.
so
So what should we call our industry, our brand?
I think we can go with luxury care.
Luxury care.
Yes.
Do we like that name? Think of something more.
I don't like the name.
Hmm. We need something I would luxury care. Dada is saying glam. When
Mine's
do you
just
want to
Capri. Capri.
Capri?
Yeah.
What
Help, please.
I think Capri Sun. Without the sun, please help. Capri said pearly.
Sorry?
When I said honey beauty, true beauty. Okay, I think honey beauty is pearl beauty. Somebody
Honey.
said Athena. Even Abba said Athena, as in the goddess, right? But that leans more towards females now.
Yeah.
And he said Pixie's Beauty Hub. I like that. Oh, but it's not fly. Oh my god, I love it. I love the energy. So do we go with honey? Do we go with Athena? Athena would not appeal to men. Since we're trying to see unisex. Or do we just do
Yeah.
that?
I think honey beauty might not appeal to men too. So I think we might have to circle back to the first one, which is luxury beauty.
Mm,
Luxury, what luxury care rather.
luxury care.
We can stylize it and call it Lux Care. Oh,
Okay.
hope we don't get sued by Lux Soap.
It's Lux Soap, Lux Care. So Detective Bill saved by our awesome mentor. And I hope we're seeing how we're using to judge decisions. So if you do want to target, like somebody said Zen, Bill is back. Bill is back. That is
Okay.
Zen Care, Zen Beauty. Beauty is
Then
female ways.
yeah, beauty is more feminine. So if you're keen to go unisex, although it's not a wrong move because let's face it,
Mm,
this industry is more feminine than masculine. So
yeah.
yeah, we can still go beauty. Then beauty.
Zen Beauty.
Okay.
Going once, going twice. All right, let's see how that works. Let's see how
All
that
right.
works.
So Zen beauty it is.
All right,
So
Detective snatches back his slot. Thank you, Detective Bill. Detective Winifred, over to you, ma'am.
Yes,
I think
I'm
we're
here.
awesome, awesome. Good evening. So, what budget
Good
should we
evening.
spend, and what how do I phrase this question? Yes, let's do budget. How much should we spend on our first campaign launch? How much is in your pocket, ma'am? CFO. What are you willing to give?
You say what? Okay, let's do 5 million.
Naira, Abi?
Is the brand is a Nigerian brand, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's do Naira then.
Beauty.
okay, so
Beauty.
5 million. Okay, but I wanted to add something. So
Okay.
What are we? So let's start with. So let's ignore this section on the right here, on the left. So we have our brand name and we have our
Okay.
industry. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So let's jump to the goal first before 5 million, because your 5 million might not be enough for the goal.
So CFO, Detective W, you put a hold first. We want to present our case. We might collect more from you.
We might need more money from you. You know.
Collect more from you, man. As Paden has said, what is our goal?
Okay, thank you.
Awesome.
All right,
Awesome.
let's set up the goals first. Other things.
Awesome. So Detective Fanen, you chose our industry. Or does anyone here first to type or first to raise their hand? What should our goal be? And I hope we're following using our names, how we're choosing our name. We're not just saying anything. Okay, Marvis. Hello, Detective Marvis.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
I was thinking brand awareness.
Okay, brand
This is a
awareness.
new brand. Yes.
Okay, is that enough? Do we need something deeper?
Um,
Um,
I was going to, if someone else raised their hands, I was going to mention, so we can
Mm,
definitely do awareness, 100% do awareness, but I think it would we'll be able to better explain or test our knowledge or our skill if we go
mm,
a bit deeper, like sales, purchases, or whatever,
Detective
something a bit
Toby.
if further down the channel, basically.
Awesome. Detective Toby.
Maybe launching a new product line or a new set of products for our brand.
Okay, we're launching a new set of products. Can you mention face wash, body lotion, body cream, body scrub?
Okay, so maybe we are launching new face scrubs,
Mm-hmm.
like facial grooming kits, so something like that.
Okay. Okay.
For the wear,
Down.
the sunscreen, the whole thing.
Sunscreen, I like the idea. There's sun in Nigeria. Many people are not taking their sunscreen. Many people don't even know they need sunscreen. And I see Winifred's message saying, getting people to know the importance of skincare for their bodies. Fanen, Detective Fanen.
Okay, so we are launching a new set of products. So we need to educate the audience about the importance of using sunscreen and other, and also how to apply the skincare, how to do their skincare routine correctly. Because some people are doing it and then they're not getting results because they're doing it wrongly. So I feel awareness would be the first thing we should do so that we can gain people's trust and confidence. Then we can sell to them.
Okay. Okay. We're taking that, we're pinning that. I see someone in the chat says, get 10,000 packs of a certain product sold. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to mention, so um obviously driving awareness is great, and performance marketing does not invalidate the need for awareness,
Mm,
but it's more business metric driven.
mm,
Because let's look at it this way: if you how would you judge the success of your educational campaign that is aimed at teaching people how to best use sunscreen? Your judgment metrics there would be brand rich. It wouldn't be sales. And like
mm,
the person mentioned, we're launching a new line of sunscreen. Yeah. So
mhm,
I think it's if you're looking at a performance marketing angle, it should be more in line with Marcel, who mentioned get 10,000 packs of a certain product sold. So 10,000 packs of sunscreen sold. So
mm,
if we're going to sell 10,000 packs of sunscreen, that is a performance marketing goal. If we're going to educate people on the importance of sunscreen, that would be a brand marketing goal. And
mm.
as I mentioned earlier on, all of these areas does not invalidate the need for the others. So why the brand marketing team perhaps is running the educational campaign on
Mm.
how to improve or how to let people know that sunscreen is required. Our job here on this case would be Those guys are doing their job. Our job is how do we sell this sunscreen? How do we sell it? How do we
Mm,
get 10,000 packs sold in the next 2 months?
awesome. Awesome. And I love that we're doing this together. So, people of God, we can see how easy it is to think you have it figured out. But then performance marketing through this exercise, you see that is more conversion driven. So shout out to Marcel for putting us back in chat. Detective M. Love it. So now the mindset we're using to push this is Zen Beauty already has the first set of our marketing awareness plan in rollout. Like Jose has said, the brand marketing team are educating the audience on the importance of using sunscreen, on the importance of maybe lotion and everything in between. And they've brought us, detective team, Panen, Winifred, Marcel, Bill, Marvis, all of us to come and drive sales for 10,000 products of their new sunscreen. So being specific helps. No measurement, no
No
performance.
performance.
We have something to measure. If we fail, it means we did not sell 10,000 products. Also, so I think now we can go and drag Detective W, our CFO. Is 5 million enough? Is 5 million enough?
Okay. So now that we are looking at pushing out 10,000 packs,
Mm-hmm.
that 5 million is like a small.
Mm.
So the reason why I said that, again, I don't really know marketing, but then I'm thinking in
Mm.
lines of we're not going to use just one strategy. It's going to
You
be
said, come again, please.
like using a. So I said we are not going to be using one strategy to market the
Mm.
product. Like we can't just
Mm.
bank on one, maybe one advertising platform way of reaching the
Mm.
customers. So if I'm leaning towards the fact that 5M might not be enough because again these tools need money to be used, quote
Yes, they
and
do.
unquote.
Yes,
So this is
So
so does it I think this begs the question, how do we know how much to spend? Is this where we look at how much a customer could cost? Is this where we look at how much our product is? Is this where we talk platforms to help Winifred make an informed decision?
exactly. Perfect segue into that. So I just did the math. If we want to achieve 10,000 sunscreen sales, and let's assume
Mm-hmm.
each person is buying one bottle. For the case of this, let's assume each person is buying one bottle. So if we're looking at 10,000 sunscreen sales, we're looking at 10,000 buyers or 10,000 people buying. Obviously, there will be a case where one person buys two or the rest. But just for this case, let's assume we're looking at 10,000 purchases. So what that
Mm-hmm.
would mean is if we use 5 million, it means we have 500 naira allocated to acquire each customer that purchases. Yeah. Now,
Mm-hmm.
500 naira for each customer doesn't look too bad. It's not too bad, honestly. That's about 50 cents. That's less than $1 for each customer. But now you
Yeah.
have to look at, okay, how much is a sunscreen actually? And is it what can we spend more than 500 on it to sell one bottle? Also remember the fact that if you get people to buy the sunscreen now and it works for them, they are more likely to buy again. Skincare
Mm-hmm.
purchases are most likely returning purchases. I don't think you buy skincare once and just stop. Like personally, I've been using the same
Oh,
moisturizer for like 2 years. Like I've
there
been
we
buying
go.
the same brand for like 2 years. So if you can get them to buy one, they will
Mm-hmm.
definitely buy again and again and again. So if we think 500 per customer is enough, then we
Mm-hmm.
can go with 5 million. But if we're able to, if I'm sorry, I think Winifred, if you can give us more money, fine. But if all the money available is 5 million, we can also work with that.
Awesome. Awesome. So I think let me drag Detective Marcel. Unmute your mic. How much is our sunscreen? So between that wants to send 10,000 sunscreen, Abby, how much is it? And if anybody has an idea on the beauty industry, start searching who main competition is and where they are located. That's the next question that is coming up. Detective Fenen, I'm coming
I
to you.
think. Oh, apologies.
Okay, Winifred, do you want to say something?
I just wanted to quickly chip in the fact that sunscreens are quite expensive.
Hmm. What? What? How
Exactly.
much?
Maybe
How much do you think it would be, or it should be?
on average, let's say 8K,
Ah, I can see
and that
that.
8K is just like
Someone
a
just
cheap
said
one.
someone just said 15K on average.
Wow, people are spending 50K on sunscreen.
15, 15, 1 5.
It's expensive.
Wow.
So
So
if you're
this,
spending 15K on sunscreen,
I
then
still want
definitely
to
you
ask
can do
a
more than.
question.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, the question is for you, Dozie. So when you say the example you gave about the 5M divided by 10,000 people, assuming
Yeah,
that's 500 per person, does this
yeah,
mean the 500 per person is what the marketing team is spending to acquire, is that the right word? One customer,
correct,
like each
correct,
customer. We have
correct.
500 to, oh, I get it. I get it. All
Yeah,
right, thank you.
it's willing to spend to acquire one customer. 500. So now this is where the conversation comes in. And I think I saw a message, Marcel and someone else saying, um, should the budget come be the last thing? So in reality, the budget is never last because you do not decide, the marketing team does not decide the budget. It's Winifred decides the budget. And is a very good example because the questions
exactly.
Winifred is asking is the kind of question they will ask you as well. They'll ask you like, oh, it's 5 million we want to spend. How much are you going to use to acquire one customer? So then you have to go through this process of, okay, the product is 15K. If we spend 5M, it means you're spending 500 per customer. For a 15K product, I'm sure we can do a bit more. So now you have to go into the back and forth with the Winifred of the company to the CFO of the company. You have to go into the back and forth to get them to either open up to more budgets or perhaps cuts down on the goal. Like, okay, we can spend this 5 million, but perhaps 10K is 10,000 sunscreen sales is a lofty goal for 10 million for 5 million budgets. We can drop it down to 5,000 and then say we have 1K to spend to acquire each customer, or we can drop it down to uh 1,000. No, 1,000 is going to be a bit too small. But yeah, you get what I mean. Like we can then go into this, and this is what happens in real life. Like you, whether in a company or consultancy or whatever, they reach out to you, they tell you, this is what we have, we want to spend on this, we want to, and they always have lofty goals. So I'm very happy that the goal was 10,000 because this is a depiction of reality. They come to you and tell you, I want to drive 1 million app installs, and then you ask them, what's the budget? How much do you have to spend? And then they say, oh, we only have 10 million naira. And then you do the math and you're like, I'm definitely not spending 10 naira to get one app installed. That is not realistic. So you have to then get more budgets or get them to drop the goal from 1 million to a more realistic value.
Exactly. That is why this is a real life simulation. And this is why marketing team faces the heat a lot. In every sphere, every industry, doesn't matter whether you're a startup or as Marcel is saying, meme industry. But then I'm coming to you. This
So
is what
yeah,
we face.
how can
10
we
million
measure?
is a grace. It's even with grace. Sorry, Dozie, I think Fanny wants to ask something as well.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I want to know, does smart objective apply to when you're trying to run performance marketing?
How do you mean smart objective? On what platform?
Like, when you're talking about smart objective, you're talking about you have to be specific, you have to be measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So I'm asking because budget also has to do with, does it include in performance marketing, does it include the time bound? Like, what time do you have? Do you calculate all of those things? And then maybe is it realistic? The money you are giving, is it realistic to acquire those customers?
I think
Talking about.
everything you just said is spot on. Is 100% correct. It says time bound as well. So you're driving 10,000 customers, yeah. But sometimes the time can be a bit flexible because the time is also bound to the budget. And like I said earlier, along the costs, when we're going along the other slides, that if you have a small budget, for example, although the time might be 1 month, based off the budget, you can say, okay, no, this would not be worth running for a month. Can we bring it closer to 2 weeks and maximize this budget and get the best return on it in 2 weeks? Or if you have a massive budget, say you have $1 million and they want to spend this in 1 week, you can advise and say, look, instead of throwing all of this away in 1 week, we can spread it out to 2 months and get the best yield from it. So it is definitely time bound. And you have to also check that it's realistic, which is what we're just talking about here, which is, oh, you want 1 million installs, but based off your budgets, that's going to be 10 naira per install. That is not realistic. So everything you said is pretty much spot on. So on this, so for us to move ahead here, I would say if we are sticking to 5 million, then perhaps we've been able to convince um the marketing team that okay, we are not going to do 10,000 and we'll do 5 million, but then we'll do
5,000.
4,000.
Okay, 4.
Oh, yeah, we'll do 4,000. So 5 million, that should be 1,250 or something like that. Divided by 4,000. Yeah, 1,250, which I think is around the price of $1 now. So perhaps we're spending $1 to acquire each customer, which is a reasonable and realistic price point. So
Yes.
so we change this to what, 4,000, and we're doing 5 million, which Winifred gave us. Thank you. Thank you, Winifred.
Yeah, I used to pounds.
Yeah, my bad. Apologies.
So if you have questions, hold this on so that we
So
don't get any voices at once. We should round this up in about 10 minutes because
yeah,
it's
let's
what said by
let's speed
9:30.
up.
Yeah, let's run up.
Let's speed up so we can get this done. So now within skincare, what's our
Mm-hmm.
age range? What's our age range we're looking at? I think obviously we're going to be looking at young people, but I'd like someone to give us an age range as well
Okay,
as
so
age range, gender, location. Let's get those three at the same
yes,
time.
20 to 55 age range.
20 to 55.
5 is
Yes.
plenty. Oh. Don't you think?
55 is,
Or 45, 20 to 45.
yeah, I'll say that's more like it.
Okay. So
Hmm.
the gender is both male and female.
Okay.
But
Male
This
and
brings us to
female.
the
but
question.
but 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 the bull eye target audience are the female because they buy more than the male. Because some female even buy for the male. They are the one that suggest to males to buy.
Like
You
banana.
you
Mm.
you beat me to it. I was going to ask that, but you beat me to it. So you're thinking in the right direction. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah. So location Lagos, Nigeria.
Only Lagos. So we're
Le-
targeting only
le-
Lagos.
Okay, if it's the whole of Nigeria, I don't know, but Lagos is the major this thing. They have more population.
Correct.
Hmm. Let's say Kabir said Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Ibadan, Kaduna, and Delta. Why Kaduna? Kabir, do you know something that we don't?
If you are selling sunscreen, then I think the north is a good place to target to because they have a high sun range.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay,
So Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Kaduna.
let's
There's
use those four
five
first.
five locations. Now I have another question, which is considering our budget, which is 5 million. This is another reason why budget always comes before everything else.
Mhm.
Because in our budget, which is 5 million, if we have those 5 locations, say we are stripping ourselves down to like 1 million per location, or maybe we
Mhm.
can weigh more towards Lagos. So give Lagos 2 million and give the others like 750K each. Are we not spreading ourselves too thin to a level where we might not be able to get as much impact in each location? Because Lagos is 20 million people. Lagos alone should be sufficient to get our 4K sales. And then with extra budgets, we can then scale to Abuja. And then when we get more money from Winifred, we can then go into Port Harcourt. Which approach would you recommend we go with? A start small approach or a spread wide approach?
I think we should test the waters. We should go with Lagos and Abuja and Port Harcourt. Then, when we see the results, from the result, we can optimize and then use other places.
I like that response. I like that response.
One
Good.
of them is, what do we think? Winifred, Marcel, Bill, react if you agree with Fanen. But these are the kind of things. This is why some WhatsApp chats become meetings. This is a real life simulation. This thing that he just said. People have meetings and meetings on it. So do we agree?
Yes,
Yes, I agree. I agree. Lagos and Abuja.
Awesome.
What of Port Harcourt? You guys don't like Port Harcourt?
We say we're starting small. We're testing the water.
Okay. Okay, fine. They said Lagos and Abuja only, so we are getting rid of Port Harcourt.
Then that means Lagos is taking a higher budget of 4 million. I mean, 3 million. Abuja will take 2.
Okay. Okay. Great. So
All right.
Lagos, Abuja. Now, uh, you go ahead, leader.
Awesome. So we have our age, gender, and location locked down. So who's going to take interests, competition, and keywords? Which detective wants to handle that? I know I want to hear Marcel's voice. Marcel doesn't want me to hear his voice. It is well. Who has been doing the research behind the scenes? Because I can call names. All of you that are buying sunscreen 15K, do you remember the brands that sell these things? Because it also helps with our price of product we are following. Detective Marvis, I'm calling you up. Who again said sunscreen is 15K? Let me go and find the person. It's you. I'm in spirit. Marvis, which sunscreen did you buy that was 15K? What's the brand name?
Okay, so for competitors, so my question will now be, yes, Aqua, that's the one I got for 15K.
Also,
So for competitors, are we looking at international competitors or local market competitors? Because
lovely.
that one is not international. That brand is international.
But we buy it here in Nigeria, so should it not serve as a deciding factor? Mentor Dozier, over to you.
Yeah, you answered correctly. You answered correctly. So it's an international brand, but they're operating or they're selling in the Nigerian market, so they are a competitor.
Awesome. So
Okay.
competition is anyone that your target market also has access to.
So I have a couple of other competitors as well. If does anyone else have to add, I can
Yeah,
add
we
mine.
have Livia, Dr. Rochelle.
Nivea is a very popular one. Nivea,
Dr. Rachel. Nice.
Doctor, I don't know, spell that one.
Yes, it's very popular as well.
Spell Doctor.
Dr. Rachel. The doctor then Rashel.
Okay. And I know of this one as well. This one is although is quite expensive. La Roche. So We have a couple of competitors, and then there's Inky List as well. If anybody knows Inky List,
Yes.
I've done my fair share of skincare. So
Marvis, you're glowing, so I understand. I can see your picture. Be a good skin
fine.
consultant.
Yeah, I'll add that to my CV. So Inky List, not link. Inky List. So let's go back to interest. So anybody who is buying skincare is interested in skincare in one way or the other. They're either already consuming content around skincare, so skincare influencers or um skincare products or skincare companies. So their internet track record, which register their interest on social media, would most likely already have something to do with skincare. So that's a given, first of all.
Mhm.
For
We already have
women,
some.
oh, we
Sorry,
have
go on.
some. Do you have some in the chat already?
Yes, we do. Some people are already
Oh, my
telling
bad.
us.
Exactly. So we have, oh, someone is already dropping keywords. Thank you. So we have shopping as well
Fire, shopping, healthy
and
living,
healthy
interest,
living. Love it,
fitness
love
and
it, love it. This is what I
relation,
like to see. Healthy living, shopping,
nutrition,
beauty. Yeah,
fitness.
but primary will be skincare.
Yeah,
Nutrition is also a good one. I'm not sure. Yeah,
shout out.
fitness is a good one too, because if you're into taking care of your body, your skin is part of your body. You eventually get there. Either you start with fitness and you end up in skincare, or you start with skincare and end up in fitness. Most times you eventually get there.
Yeah,
Okay. Now industry maturity, like we can say the industry is quite mature. We already mentioned the number of brands. So we can say the industry is quite mature, is mature.
Are we also looking at their income?
The other company, the competitor income.
No, the target audience income.
mm,
Yes, we are. That's not listed here, is it? No. So social status,
mm.
social class. Yeah, social class. That should be here. That's a good call.
Shout
Social
out to
class.
Starboy Fanen.
Yeah. So, and this is something I wanted to mention when you mentioned the age. So 20.
When the friend said badiness, you people, detectives, decorum, please, detectives and board of directors.
So
Please,
if you're doing social class, oh sorry.
oh my God. Pardon. So social class, I think I leave it up to executives. How much should they be earning? But some keywords that we have down those days so that we can go ahead and
Yeah, I'm copying the keywords already. So you guys go on with social class.
all right. So
So
how much should they earn?
so
Should they
for the social class now, you can categorize them like between the ages of 20 to 45 are the people using the skincare, but the
mm,
people buying can be above 20, because even people at 20 they buy for them sometimes. So we can categorize the people that are actually going to buy. If they see the ads, they will buy, because
mm,
sometimes when someone is 45, we consider them like, okay, they are not knowledgeable. So people between the ages of, let's say, 25 are the ones that are buying. 25, 30, I mean 25 to 35 are actually the ones buying, but between 45 and 20 they are still also using.
Okay. So in that case, doesn't that mean we change our age to 25?
Yes,
Because if
25 is, I
exactly,
think. mm,
because we are targeting the person buying, the person mostly, especially at this scale. So once again, going back to the budget thing and the scale, if we had a budget of 100 million and we're trying to drive 100,000 sunscreen sales, yeah, we can go a lot wider. We target both the person using so they can see it and tell the other person that's buying for them. We can target the older folks as well. So when they are young, children mention it that, oh, I want a Neutrogena sunscreen, they know, oh, I've seen it somewhere before. So it's at that scale, then we can afford to go wider. But when we're this targeted and we're working on a specific budget like this, let's focus on the key segments, which in this case will be 25, like you mentioned. So I'm putting down keywords, and so keywords, yeah, I've put down sunscreen, I've put down skincare. Every brand competitor we have here can also be, not can, should also be a keyword. So Aqua, Nivea sunscreen, Dr. Rochelle, La Roche, Inky List. I saw someone added Neutrogena on the chat. Thank you for that. I don't know how I skipped that one. So every competitor here would also be a keyword, because since it's a very mature industry, one of the easiest way to get our brand seen amongst people who are looking to take action right now is to capitalize on the popularity of the already existing brands. I think I saw a comment earlier that called it parasite marketing. So that's, I don't like to use that word, but that's basically what it is. That's basically what it is the case of this person has broken into the markets and I am leeching onto his or her reach to also let people to steal some customers basically. So
It's
now
my
let's choose. Oh, you go ahead. Go ahead.
oh no, I said I'm responsible for that. It's my SEO mind that gave me insight to that.
Oh yeah, this is parasite SEO. Speaking of which, Google are actually blocking people who carry out parasite SEO. So you want to be
Yeah.
careful. You want to be careful with that.
Oh,
Anyway,
I'm not a practitioner, just the knowledge.
okay, fine. Disclaimer. Then to choose appropriate channels. So
So
I would, what channels would we recommend we use there? Just put it in the chat. Channels based on everything we've identified so far. Someone was putting the earnings 100K and above, working class. Okay, good one. I'll put that in. IG, TikTok.
Meta, TikTok, Snapchat. I go to Google. There's nobody is mentioning that.
Mhm.
You.
I think visual platforms will work so well because we want these prospective customers to see the product. I don't know. Maybe because it's skincare, so we are showing the product and then the face of the person that used it. And they're
Okay.
saying,
You're spot
So
on.
video. So TikTok, Instagram.
Yeah. So I'll say Meta since it's together.
Can we also use search? Because if we're using keywords, sometimes someone can just go on Google to search clear skin or something. Our
This is
keyword can pop.
this is why my number two is I hear what everybody is saying about TikTok, Snapchat, and the rest. I hear you, and I agree. But after Meta, and Meta is only first in this case because the industry is skincare, and I think I'm not sure who mentioned that, if it was Winifred or someone else. But since it's skincare, we would like to lean into more visual formats so people can see, like, oh, see the actual product, see the effect of the product, what it could do for your skin and how it could improve your skin. So more visual platforms would work. So that's why Meta is first. But next would actually be search. Next is search because, so paid search. Next is paid search because paid search, the industry is mature and well developed. There are lots of competitors. If you go on your phone right now and search for, let's do a test. Go on your phone right now and search for sunscreen on Google. Go on Google search and search for sunscreen. You'll probably get a number of ads for sunscreen and you'd see these products. So on my end, I can see number one ad I have here is from La Roche for sunscreen. And then I have Bondi Sands for sunscreen. And that's from Amazon. And then I have another generic sunscreen. I've
Okay,
not seen
picture
this
your
one
screen.
before. Or
So that we
let
can
me
add that video format
let me try that.
for those that will be applying. Thank you, Daisy.
I'll do that. Uh, Sunscreen. So here we go. Let's search for sunscreen. These are all ads. Now these are product ads. So we have La Roche, Bondi Sands. I've never seen these guys before. I don't know who they are, and I don't think they are big. But we can see that they have been able to make themselves visible via search, and now they're showing up alongside other known brands. Now, while a lot of people might not click on them, if you don't click on them, they don't pay anything. Oh, someone said they are big. Oh, my bad. So if you don't click on them, they don't pay anything. If I don't click on any of these ads, they've not spent a dime. They only spend when I click on it. Yeah. So basically, they've gained visibility without even spending anything yet. And now when I click, then it takes me to the platform, and then I can make a purchase on the platform and the rest. So for an industry that is as established as this, I can share another example. I can search for La Roche, yeah, sunscreen, and I still see ads. Although I'm seeing all La Roche ads, but these are ads from, yeah, from La Roche as well, but different sellers. So La Roche ads from different sellers. So I still see ads. Now someone else can capitalize on this and serve me an ad for a different brand, and then I say, oh, what brand is this, and give it a try. So it's a Marvis are skincare consultants. So yeah, this is a good way actually. Search is a good way to get your products in there when people are looking for something else or something related, a related products. So you're searching for sunscreen to use. Even if I search for sunscreen, best sunscreen for face for oily skin. As you can see, these same guys that run these ads have managed to steal this position. So whatever I search for related to sunscreen, they are there, including Beauty of Joseon, which Marvis said they are massive. So yeah, it's search is definitely one channel that we have to use. So yes, I understand visual is great, but another reason why search is important is anybody searching for this is probably looking to buy right now. But the people you're showing ads to on TikTok and Meta, they are at their leisure. So you have to do more convincing to get them to take that action. But anybody on set right now is looking to buy. Marvis, you have a question?
Yes, it's still around search. So I just want to ask or clarify. The search result, I think I'm still biased based on your previous searches, because if I search top sunscreens or I just search sunscreen, my recommendations are completely different from yours. I noticed that you've been mentioning La Roche Posay for a while, so that means you've been searching or you currently use that product. So don't you think there's also a bias with the data based on your previous searches?
Actually, no. It's since it's ad, it's based on who is advertising in your location. So in my location, these guys have happen to be doing a lot of advertisements. So it's based on since it's the ad, it's paid search, it's not organic search. So if it's organic search is based on SEO and perhaps based on previous links that you've clicked, so sites you've visited. But if it's paid search, it's purely down to who is advertising and who is being able to rank higher at the auction. That's all. That's all it's down to. So
Okay.
there's no bias when it comes to paid search. So it just so happens that La Roche are doing a lot of advertising at my end. If someone can check on their end and search for sunscreens, let's see if you get any ads.
Yes, I got from Nivea,
Yeah.
and Jumia had the next high rank. And I searched for something for Nigeria, but it was not an ad. I think Nivea is currently running an app. Does anyone have something different?
So Nivea is the only ad you got.
Yes.
Exactly. So Nivea have managed to put themselves up there, even though organically it would have gone to Jumia. Yeah. But
Yes.
Nivea have managed to get your attention and get, oh, you want sunscreen? Nivea sunscreen. You be like, look no further, which is what we're going to get to in ad copy. Like, look no further, the best sunscreen for you, whatever it is, they've gotten you right there. Now you would abandon everything else and say, let me check Nivea out. That's the power of search. So yeah, I would say for this, Meta paid search, and then we can try in TikTok in number three, because TikTok is actually a very visual platform.
Mm. So these are our main platforms.
Yep.
All
Now,
right.
ad copy and CTA, I would say let's just come up with catchy headline. So this headline can be used on search. Someone come up with a headline, two headlines for search, although for search we need 15 headlines for the based on create best practice. But so let's just come up with two headlines for search, and someone come up with a catchy headline for display. So our video ads that will be used on Meta. I'm not hearing any messages yet.
Over to you.
Clear all dark spots. Why does it have to be dark spots? Your skin. Don't kill your skin. That's an interesting approach. But you might get shadow banned because of the word kill.
Ew. Oh, there's a lot to learn.
Your skin as clear as day. Okay. I particularly like this don't kill your skin, but we can modify it. Like don't hurt your skin, don't harm your skin. Because it's catchy, is it gets you to stop and pay attention. Like, okay, what is going here? Don't break the bank to glow. That's a good one as well. The sun burns, but you glow. Say goodbye to sun damage. Try Zen Beauty sunscreen today. Okay. Okay. A lot of good ones here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix and match the different ones we have. I'm going to mix and match them. So I'll start with don't kill your skin. Let me put this to the side. Love the sun, protects your skin. That's a good one. Okay, yeah, there are a lot of good ones here. Now I'm lost. Uh, yeah, I can see the message. We have great copywriters here. Yeah, we really have good ones. So, um, the sunburns. You know what? I'll just go something different. Don't let the sun stop your shine. Glow protected. Chocolate and caramel. Yeah, 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 yeah. Even about I see what you did there. Um, okay, this is gonna be a tough one to choose. Can someone help me select what we go with? Because this is gonna be a tough one to choose. I would say I'll go with the first few ones I see. I'll go with don't kill your skin, but we'll modify that one to don't harm your skin or don't let the sun. Don't harm your skin. Uh, don't break. You okay? So this is what we call the paradox of choice. So we had so much choice or so much options to choose from that it's tough to choose. But I'm going to pick words I like. So I like this one from Nathaniel. He said your skin's best friend. So I'm going to steal that. Your, s- your skin's best friend. Can anyone hear me? Okay, great. You guys can hear me. So Nathaniel says your skin best friend. So Dick says love the sun, protect your skin. Love the sun, protect your skin. And then someone added a very nice pego we can use, which is he added try Zen Beauty sunscreen today. That's from Honey. Say goodbye to sun damage. You know what? I'll just copy the whole thing because I think it's good. I think it's good. So one thing that's for sure here is we all don't have a problem coming up with copy. So that one is certain. There's no shortage of creative copy on this side. So that's good. That's good to see. That's good to see.
What's it, Daisy? I got kicked out for a bit.
Yeah, that's all right. So yeah, one thing while you've been gone, these guys have been showing off when it comes to copywriting.
I'm not. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they've been
It's
showing
not.
off when it comes to copywriting. So I'm very impressed. I was even lost for I was spoiled for choice.
That's it.
I was spoiled for
Thank you.
choice.
Alex. Thank you. You held the fort for me. I hope we're
So
not
yeah,
tired. It's almost 10, guys. I hope we're not tired. Hope we're taking water.
yeah. So I think we'll just speed up and then copy. I can see copy is not a problem. So I'll just jump off to deciding on landing page. So landing page would be okay. Now they've seen our ad. Where do we want to send them to? Do you want to send them to the home page? Do you want to send them to the specific product page with the sunscreen, where the sunscreen we are trying to sell is? Or do we want to build a standalone landing page for them to land on? What would you prefer? Let's get a couple of options and then we'll wrap this up.
Hmm. Specific product page. I think, and this shows my question back to you, Daisy. What do you think? I know landing page works a lot on these abroad people where they want to sell one thing, but then they have a whole, sometimes 20-page PDF before they start. So what works for us Nigerians? What have you seen takes our boat more?
What I've seen is, and this is not just about abroad people, I think it's more about um, industry and what you're trying to sell.
Mm,
If it's
mm,
e-commerce, if it's e-commerce, and this basically was like I mentioned earlier, and you mentioned, I worked on quick stores
mm,
around 2020, 2021. This was something I built during the pandemic with a friend of mine. The entire reason we built quick stores is we realized how irrelevant a lot of the pages on e-commerce websites are. All people don't care about your
mm-hmm,
fancy landing page and all people care about is where's the products, how fast can I find the
mm-hmm.
product, and how fast can I check out. I don't want you to send me to five
Yes.
different pages just because I'm trying to buy something from you. This is what I want to buy. Let me
Mm-hmm,
check out now. And we basically built a whole business around that. So it's clear that people want to go straight to the products. What best
mm,
case scenario, put a few reviews under the products, and that's it. Let them
mm.
check out. So I can see everyone typing in product page, product page, product page. Shout out to you guys. I'm in support of that as well because specific landing page looks like a good idea. if you're trying to show off other products. But you can also do that on the product page. On the product page at the bottom, you can have related products. Depends on how your
Winifred.
site is built.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on exactly. Then a suggestion, Winifred just wrote that. Then a suggestion of other products you can use with this. Exactly. So at the bottom of the product page, you can have related products. So this would go down to how your site is designed. But most cases, taking them to the product page is the best option. The only time a landing page would suffice in this option, in this scenario, is if from the landing page, if they click purchase from the landing page, does it take them straight to the cart, or does it then take them to the product page? Because if it takes them to the product page, what you've done is you've elongated your the customer journey. And for every additional step you add to the customer purchase journey, the more the chances of people dropping off. So for your good, take them as close to the cart as possible, which would be the product page. And then you can modify your site's design to have reviews and other recommendations on product page, which a lot of e-commerce sites have these days anyway. So it's nothing new. So yeah, for this, I would say we go with product page. Are we all in agreement? Do we all agree with that? Any counter arguments?
Aye, Captain. I agree. Reactive, you agree.
Yeah.
Let me shout
Honey
out to Sophie.
Kaylee says specific landing page and upsell option. So yes, you can upsell or cross-sell on the product page as well. But if people, especially for e-commerce, and this is something I've seen happen, like e-commerce, if someone comes in for something, before you show them something else, take them to what they came in for. Take them to what they came in for, and then under what they came in for, you can show them, oh, would some people who bought this also bought this uh, tonic and this face wash and this serum or whatever. What if it is a software product that requires payment before access to the products? Now that's a different, which is why I said put emphasis on for this e-commerce. Now for software products that requires payment before access to the products, you'll be best to take them to a demo page or a landing page that has a demo or that shows them a demo. Because once again, the closer you can get them to what they want, the better. So if it's a software product, then a uh, landing page would come into play or a demo page. Kabir says after checkouts you can show complementary goods. Yeah, even before checkouts, but maybe it depends on how your site is designed. You can show them this on the checkout page, like, oh, you can add this and this and this to your order. But while you're trying to upsell and cross sell, do not end up making them drop off. So yeah, we got there. We got there in the end. We got there in the end. So
Yeah,
shout
I
out to
think
everyone.
well done, everybody. Thank you so much today for the time you put in. I think now I can take. We've been asking questions, but if you have one or two more questions, let's quickly ask. And while we're doing that, Josie, I'll be in the DMs for a bit. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Winifred, you can ask your question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the session, Dozie. Thank you so much. So my question is a quick one. I'm going back to the example we had in the beginning, the 500 per customer example. And
Yeah.
my question from that is, what does a 500 naira per customer budget, for example, translate into? Like, how can we translate that into marketing efforts that now reach the customer? I hope you understand my question because I don't know how else to ask it.
Yes, I understand your question, which is why um when I my feedback to your 500 was let's go with a slightly higher value. Reason for that is, and I tried to make sure the value was close to $1. Reason for that is you have to consider what is the average cost per click, for example, on the search platform. Or if I want to run on meta ads, what kind of beats or CPM beats do I need to be prepared for my ads to have a good reach? Now, if I'm going with 500, it means that I'm on a crunch. And say I reach 1,000 customers and one person buy, that means my CPM bid is going to be at 500. That's like $0.4, say 40 cents. In certain markets, 40 cents is competitive. In Nigeria, $1 for a click is very competitive. $1 bid on uh Meta is competitive as well in Nigeria. If you're looking at the UK market, it's not going to do anything. $1 per click is not going to do anything. It's not going to get you anywhere. So for certain markets, you have to also make sure that it is realistic. I think it's something I can't remember. I think it's Panin that mentioned this. I'm not sure, but he mentioned something about smart. Make sure it is with the R there being. Make sure it is realistic. So next question would be, okay, how do we estimate to know what the average cost would be? On Google, there's a tool called the Keyword Planner tool. So these keywords we mentioned, we can put them into this tool and to show us what the average cost per click would be. And then we can make assumptions based off that.
All right. Thank you so much. I get that now. Thank you.
No worries.
Awesome.
Marvis.
Awesome. I know.
Okay, so I was going to ask the question of how do we calculate costs for conversions that are not sales related. So I have this scenario. The scenario we have here is for a product that has like a particular price point and we want to sell a particular quantity. So what
Yeah.
about each conversion we are targeting is, let's say we want to get more people to follow our Instagram page or Twitter page or just subscribe to a platform or something. That's a form of conversion.
Yeah.
And that one, for each of those follows, there is no specific price point. All we know is that we are spending $1 per one person. So how do we know that? How can we calculate? Um, I don't know how to put it. Like, how do we know that we're not spending too much to acquire one follower or one subscriber? Because it's not tied to a particular price point. And there is no
So
way to know if those followers are going to be customers. We just need the followers.
so it is not tied to purchase like you mentioned, but you can always estimate, the business can always estimate how much is a follower worth to us. So you draw a red line on a level where if it goes above this, it's starting to become too much. If I'm trying to drive followers, I say, okay, I can put out 300 naira to drive each follower or 100 naira to drive each follower. If the price of a follower starts to go to 500, mind you, this follower might never buy anything from me. So it's a gamble. It's like the conversion rate of the followers might be 5% or 10%. Only 5% of them will end up buying anything. So although it is not directly tied to a purchase, but you can always decide a value for what am I willing to spend to get these followers. I ran a campaign recently on, it was actually influencer based on Twitter. I'm trying to do the math now. We got about 400 followers, and I think it costs 30K thereabouts. 400 followers. Yeah, it costs 30K, and we got 400 followers. That means 75 naira paid per follower. The hard cutoff point there was nothing more than 100 naira, because these followers is just for optics for the brand page, and perhaps some of them would end up being customers, but we are not tying this directly to purchase. So how much are we willing to put on this efforts per follower? And the ID number we came up with was 100 naira. Anything more than 100 naira is getting so much. So we did that and we achieved 75 naira at the end of the day, which was good for us. So the idea is, yes, it might not be tied to purchases. It could be a subscriber. It could be someone getting someone to subscribe to your newsletter. You're not selling anything. You're not selling your newsletter. Newsletter is free, but you're trying to build an audience for your newsletter to get more reach for your newsletter. How much is this additional audience worth to you? Can I pay 500 for every new person that signs up to my newsletter? Is it worth it to me and the business? If it is, fine. If it's a much bigger business and they really desperately need people to get their followers count up because they're trying to build, because let's face it, follower counts affects public perception. If you're a new business and you have 5 followers, people might look at these guys, they're not serious, they don't know what they're doing. But if you have 10,000 followers, maybe like, oh, a lot of people know about them. So you might have to start engaging in certain tactics to get your follower count up. So at that point, how much is that 10,000 followers worth to you? Are you willing to drop 500 per person? Are you willing to drop 300 per person? Is it as important as 1,000 naira per person? I hope I've been able to
Yes, thank
get you to take the picture. Yeah.
you. Yes, thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Sadly, I know there's so many more questions, but we cannot take any at this point. But who's had fun? It's 10 p.m. I know that we can go all night if we have to. And trust me, because we still had so much more in store that we cannot finish tonight. We can't keep him up much longer. And some of you have not had dinner. We we need to eat, right?
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's do this. There's a because you could just like glance through the remaining slides so that they can see there's so much more that we plan to do, but we didn't know we would have this much fun.
Yeah,
So we
I
had
didn't.
2 case studies.
We had a second case study
Honestly, please,
slide,
please, please. Yeah,
and
so you can just slide through the that they can see very quickly. Like
okay,
click through it.
so
I'm already speaking in performance marketing.
we had a couple of other slides as well, best practices. But then, yeah, I think this, to be
There's
honest,
so much more.
this second half is more. The first half actually is important that we understand the first half, which I think we have, and with the questions and the task as well. Because if we just jump through everything
Mm,
without getting a solid base on that first half, we'll be doing ourselves a disservice. So although we were not able to run through everything, I think we covered a lot and we got good we were able to learn and also get good questions and good feedback from what we were able to go through. So yeah, shout out to everyone.
yes,
And
yes. I do think they can take up the marketing, performance marketing, Nigeria, jab into a startup. I think they can hold their ground. React, scatter my screen with React. Let me know that the 3 hours we spent here today was not for nothing.
yeah,
All
so
the silent people that,
I'll
yeah,
just take 1 minute.
is it
1 minute. I want to just take 1 minute to run through this one, and then
okay?
we can wrap up. And just key points,
Okay.
just like a summary of everything we've done so far. So key points to remember. If you don't remember anything, remember these key points. First one is performance marketing is all about measurable results and constant optimization.
Are you showing you? Because I'm still stuck on case one. Is it my network?
Oh, I think it's you.
All right. Then.
Is everyone on
I'll
case
be
one?
fine.
No. Yes, I think it's you.
No, I can see keep this remember.
Great, great. So yeah, second one is strategy comes first. So not the campaign, not the channel, not the platform. You have to figure out strategy first, which is your goals, budgets, audience, everything. And then no tracking, no performance. No tracking, no performance. And then the last one is take the time to properly define your goals and target audience before selecting channels. So performance will thank you. And I think from the task we did, we all see why this is important. So yeah, that's if I'm going to leave you with anything today, I leave you with these 4 things.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's give a round of applause. Type no measurements, no performance in the chat. You are going to see it in your dreams. I need to be sure that you heard it and heard it good. So type it in the chat. Let me know. No measurements, no performance. No measurements, no performance. I'm
No,
not seeing typers. Thank you, Winifred.
no
Certification
measurement of
level on
performance.
fire. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Awesome, awesome. It's been 3 hours, and I want to say every one of us here are stallions. This is the hustler spirit. This is why we chose the word the hustlers guide, because everyone here, we are African and Nigerian, and we know how to stay to get what we want. Right? Lizzie mentioned strategy comes first. You see that, just understand just the layouts. Now you can see how much. If Timu can spend 2 billion, that means they're targeting almost every age group, from my aunties to my parents to my younger sister. All of us are seeing their ads. You can see why some meetings that you think can be WhatsApp sessions become meetings. So, like I said, this is just the first half of everything. The official Fixes Academy will be launching soon. Today will be coming back to have this, to break this down more, as he hinted. I don't know if you're following. He was hinting it that there's some things we can't cover here. We thought we'd have time to actually input Zen Beauty on Google. GA4, try out the tag thing was been 3 solid hours. So we'll keep the recording for you. Our festival will be starting. Everyone here, you people have a special discount for once we launch. I've taken down your names. I have taken down your names. So look out for that. Also, I'm curious, who here would love to be part of a community where we can put the questions, they can ask a question, so that it doesn't end here. We're all start of something beautiful. So if you'd love something where we can we can chat with us, maybe through WhatsApp or Telegram ahead of the official academy launch, just react so that I know. Type yes in the chat box that the will see. So that when I go and present our case, the will know that it's not me. That people asked for him to come back. You people asked for him to come back, and I superb. I can't believe it's been 3 hours and we've barely scratched the surface. This is what you genuinely don't give me, right? Live interaction. Awesome. I'm seeing yeses. I want more. I'm proud. Supply meets demand here. Supply meets demand here. Awesome. Awesome. I've gotten enough yeses to eat to be filled for the night. All right. So stay tuned to your emails. As I've mentioned, there's a pinned tweet. I'm on Twitter. There's a pinned message right now, but I'll send it again for those who did not catch it. If you'd love to start applying this in real time, like ahead of the crash course, Pixie's PIC cohort is opening up, and the form is in the section in the chat. Fill it with the intention. We will not bring it. You will know if you not put your heart and mind into filling it. The heart that we used to pour into you today, pour it into that form. Join the six week cohort. We have a lot of portfolio projects that you can test this knowledge on. Maybe you guys will do it. Let me not spill too much. I'm so happy this night. You think it's 5 p.m. Bill said he's not even tired of the session. I love it. That was the plan. That was the plan. So fill the form. If you're on the form, you'll be among the first to get access to the community, of course. Right, that's one. Cities I'm leaving you with. Fill the form if you'd like to practice with a 6-week internship / volunteer cohort. That's how we know that we are serious practicing this. So that it doesn't leave you. Practice makes perfect. For master's college practice, more or less. The say is there because he's been doing this for almost 10 years. You heard the names he dropped. You heard the figures he dropped, right? And what else? Of course, stay tuned to our official launch. The community, I'll go and discuss it in-house with the board. Once it's green lit, you will see me in your mails. So watch it this December. What people are flangering. You flanger and invest in yourself. And like we promised, the first 10 people that joined the call, the 25 of you that are currently here now, I know your names, I took attendance, you get a special special email from me. Our little way of saying things. Because if you can invest your time in yourself this way, you know you definitely put your pocket where your value is. Put your pocket where your heart is, exactly. Because your time is in here. So thank you everyone. Bidding you good night in a bit. Jose, do you want to give any closing remarks? Our able mentor, tutor, teacher, practice detective in chief. Ah, Sherlock Holmes. We are baby Sherlock Holmes today.
Sherlock Holmes.
Thank you so much.
Well, my closing remarks, same thing, which is no measurement, no performance.
Yes, sir. Commander in chief. I'll make it my wallpaper this night. No measurement.
No performance.
No,
Yeah.
no
I want it to stick, and I want us to take it back to where we work, whatever businesses we work with, because it's a thing. It's a
Yes.
bone of contention. People trying to say, "Oh no, you can just run the campaign first. We'll measure later." No, no measurements, no performance.
Stand your ground, guys.
Yeah.
Hustlers in the house. Pixis is about to bid you good night. Good night, Jose. Please eat, have dinner soon. I know you didn't have dinner, and I know your lunch is exhausted. So please have dinner soon, even as late as it is. And to answer your question, Abim Bolaji, recording definitely should be open to the slides. We might hold it, keep it for the people in the cohort. Let's see, pray, fast. Maybe you can find me, message me, drag me. I'm leaving the bill everywhere. I can intercede for you guys. That's how. Anyways, anyways, without further ado, I feel like soldiers on the field. I learned so much interacting with us. I know that there's no Google that will bring to our partner that we cannot smart. So I think at this point, tell me good night, tell me say good night, tell each other good night, connect with each other. And if we learn to communicate, this will be much easier. So you're welcome, Zena. Pixie says you're welcome. Pixie says you're welcome.
I've followed
And
many
hope you
people
enjoyed
on
your
Twitter. Those I've
gig
followed you
gig.
as well. Hope we should follow back.
Wow,
Thank you. Good night.
go back. We will follow back. You can bet. You can bet. I'm coming now. Time to pass stop the recording. Awesome. Awesome. So give me a minute. Manage recording. Yes. Good night from Texas.